and Wisconsin.
Live from the Gruber and Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher,
Here's Gabe Neitzel.
It is Green Bay game night. Gabe Neitzel, Steve the Homer True, along with the Packers Hall of Famer, the Super Bowl champion, Mark Tauscher. Packers fall in the divisional round to the San Francisco 49ers 24-21. And as always, we begin with the opening statements from Mark Tauscher. Tausch, take it away.
Just a brutal loss. I think, Green Bay was the better team tonight. I thought too many opportunities that you let slip. And when you're playing a playoff game, you can't do it. And it's one thing if it's one mistake, you just made too many. And this one, I'm surprised it hurts to this degree because of all the house money. I think I would have felt better if San Francisco just beat the heck out of us because we were the better team tonight. And we gave the game away with untimely mistakes and just not delivering when the money was on the table. So it's just really disappointing. I think had we were able to pull this off, I think we could have done something incredibly special. I still think great season. Really excited about where this is at, but I didn't think I would feel sick with this team, which I never expected to do what they did. And now I feel sick because we had opportunities to do something incredibly special. And now this is just going to be an incredibly disappointing end to a fantastic season. That's my opening statement.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they made more mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
They had more opportunities that slipped away, and the 49ers were able to capitalize on those opportunities.
Yep, it was. I mean, you could look at a ton of things. You had two balls that you didn't intercept, a pick six. Mm-hmm. You missed a tackle on McCaffrey because Brock Purdy was struggling.
Oh, yeah.
He had a bad night, opportunities to kind of put the game away. The 4th and 1 with a bad spot, the missed field goal. The Green Bay Packers were so much better through 3 quarters than the San Francisco 49ers, but you just kept making enough mistakes as a young team does. And I really thought Jordan Love, after everything he's been through, was going to get us in position. And then I thought Anders would probably miss the field goal. But I would have loved at least if we'd have gotten in that position. And Jordan picked a really bad time to make probably his worst decision he's made since October. So I think when everything passes and you look back at this and you say, look at the big picture, it's great, but you just never know. I always look back and say, Dan Marino thought he was going to be to 100 Super Bowls. He never got back. This was an opportunity. This was a golden opportunity for this team with all the rookies and all the salary cap and all the stuff that this team was going against. This team had a chance to win a Super Bowl, or at least get there. They'd have been dogs against Baltimore, but they were better than the number 1 seed tonight, and they didn't get it done. And that's part of the scarring process, part of the growth. But these are the games that leave a mark forever for everybody in that locker room.
800-990-3776 is the number to get into the show. That is the Boda Box Wine Line. On our final Green Bay game night of the season, Packers season comes to a close, heartbreakingly so, giving up 10 points while not scoring any in the fourth quarter, falling to the 49ers 24-21. Homer?
The better team didn't win. Patau said it best.
I know. Yeah.
How many times do we talk about it throughout the course of the year, though? Right. Yeah, you can be the better team for 3 quarters, but who's better in the fourth quarter?
You're watching that game. I don't care. You're thinking that team can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're good enough to win the Super Bowl. And once you start thinking that, that's why it hurts. Does it mean they're going to win the Super Bowl? I don't see how San Francisco can win it. He's not very good. Their quarterback isn't very good.
Homer,
now,
I'll
granted,
say
they missed Samuel, so I don't know how much. But that's it.
Yeah,
I don't know what play it was. I don't know what time it was when you won. Damn, they're the better team. This team could go and win a Super Bowl. I'm never saying, they would, but so that's to me what hurts.
Yeah, it was. There is no question that.
And that last pass, come on, you haven't done that all year.
Yeah,
but he was
too good
That
he was off the entire fourth quarter. I mean, there was the interception throw was really bad.
Yeah,
and before that, on third down, he had an Aaron Jones throw that he missed by a mile earlier that could have taken some time off the clock.
I didn't notice it. Purdy was worse.
Yeah, Purdy stunk. Yeah, I think you look at it.
Up until the last drive.
Yes.
Yeah, you look at it, and I think the fourth quarter, I think it was the first time Jordan Love felt the magnitude of the moment.
Do you think that was it?
I do. Right. I think because he did not miss those throws, and it wasn't like he was missing by a bunch. The pick that goes off of Kraft's hands, he missed the throw by 5 feet.
Yeah.
And obviously that throw at the end, that was, we've all said he looks like Rodgers. That was Brett Favre in the NFC Championship game with the Minnesota Vikings. That's what that throw was.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing it back across your body over the middle late. Can't do it. But the problem is, and the thing that sucks is that you really felt like this team had something special and that they were better. And now I disagree with you, Homer. I think San Francisco, this was the perfect time. They were a little bit off. That it's always tough when you come off that bye, that first quarter and a half, and Green Bay took great advantage of it. But I think with the weather and everything else, if Debo is able to play, San Francisco is going to be playing Baltimore in the chain. I don't see anybody. Those were San Francisco shot. Yeah, this was the pseudo. As I said earlier this week, this was the pseudo.
They're not going to
NFC
win the Super Bowl. I didn't say they would lose the next game.
Yeah, okay,
I might have, but and I don't know how much they miss Samuel. He's not very good.
No, they miss him.
Purdy wasn't good today in the rain. That's where he struggled, is in the rain. He didn't know how to handle it. He started the game with a glove.
He's gripping it.
You saw him he was trying to wipe his hand. Like if they play a dry game, like he's
okay.
Again, one guy turned it over twice tonight, the other didn't.
Well,
and that's the difference.
Yeah, the thing is,
because you got
all of
some
that
help. You had the big run by Aaron Jones.
After the Aaron Jones run,
53 yards.
I thought that was going to be it.
Yep.
Like
what this reminds me of a little bit is, and again, we are not the '98 Vikings, but Anders Carlson. That when I heard, I think it was Tom Rinaldi say that Matt LaFleur is praying before every kick. It was great. The youth movement, I think, is great. You got all these young wideouts. And by the way, the young wideouts blocked their tails off tonight, competed just competed. But when you get to this point and you don't trust your kicker, that's when you have to really think about, we can still develop this young man, but I felt like with he missed the most kicks in the NFL this year.
Mm-hmm.
So the youth movement was great. But once you start making the playoff push, maybe reevaluate a couple things. And I think that's going to be something that everybody looks at and says, yeah, I hope Anders develops and he's got a big leg, but that probably cost us a chance to go to the NFC Championship tonight.
Doesn't matter how big your leg is if you can't put it in the uprights.
Yeah.
Right. They're still playing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no way that pass is thrown. They're playing in overtime.
Yeah. Yep.
800-990-3776. Let's go out to that Boda Box Wine line. Levi in Plover is up first. Levi, you're on Green Bay Game Night. Homer gave it Tausch.
Hey, guys. How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Sucks.
It stings.
Yeah.
Hold on. I am driving here. Hold on a sec.
Take your time, Levi.
Score's not going to change.
I'm staying on the air. Oh, great.
All right, can we just put Levi on hold here until he kind of lets him figure it out? Yeah.
Right.
Let's go out to Joe in Atlanta. Joe, you're up next. It's Green Bay Game Night.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Man, I got to say, this is a brutal loss as a Packer fan. Look, we have all suffered through terrible postseason losses as Packer fans. I mean, going all the way back to Favre, Tausch, when you played with Brett. And, yeah, I mean, there has been so many. This hurts bad. And I think it hurts so bad because maybe it's because they had no business being there and everyone was doubting them or, hey, it's a 7 seed, give or take and all that. But my son is 8 years old, and he's really now starting to get into being a fan, right? And I told him before the game, I said, hey, if they lose, they've had a great season, right? They found their quarterback of the future. They got a lot of good young talent. Still a really good season. This sucks, man.
Yeah.
Like, this sucks. You guys all hit on it. They blew it. They beat themselves. You can't drop interceptions like that. Jordan Love missed a wide open Aaron Jones and Tucker Kraft. You can't, you can make a few mistakes here or there. That's fine. But you cannot keep giving San Francisco opportunities after opportunity. And when Carlson missed that kick, I said it's over. They don't have a shot. They blew it. They don't have a shot. They're not going to be able to come back from that kick. And it's just, it sucks. It's very painful. I'm looking forward to the future. I think there is a ton of great young talent on this team. Oh gosh, this is heartbreaking though. This sucks, man. Because they could have won the Super tonight. Watching this game, you guys said it. They were better than San Francisco. They were. I'm sorry, They were better than San Francisco. It's wild to say, but they were. But anyway, well, thanks for taking my call, guys. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you bet. Gabe, that's the thing that is so I think I can look back at playoff losses and say, sometimes like the Giants in the NFC, they beat us. The ones that make you sick, Philadelphia, 4th and 26, all that. It's when you feel like you outplayed them and were better. Those are the ones that make you sick. Like, I don't think anybody from that 2016 team that played in Atlanta thought, we were better than that. Or
had a chance.
When we played St. Louis with Kurt Warner and we threw 6 picks. I didn't leave St. Louis thinking, man, we should have whooped these guys today. I mean, it's those games
that's nice of you to take credit for Brett's, partial credit there for Brett's 6 picks.
Yeah.
Great teammate, Tausch.
Tonight was one of those games that, for as young and inexperienced, I think the house money attitude that this team has played with, I think in the fourth quarter, I think they started feeling it because you can let your mind get ahead of yourself a little bit. And that's probably the worst fourth quarter that this team has played in quite a while. And this is why it stings so much for this group, because it's amazing to me that Homer, you, me, Joe in Atlanta, and I think everybody is going to say this team could have made the Super Bowl. Like, legit, not fluked into it. This was a better team than the 1 seed, and they were obviously better than the 2 seed, and they would have been favored, or at least they had a great shot of beating whoever they would have played next week.
And they played every bit as physical as the 49ers.
More physical for 3 quarters. Yeah, the O-line held up great. I don't think Jordan Love was under a ton of pressure outside of blitzes. They ran the heck out of it. They controlled the line of scrimmage, and that's what just makes you sick about how it played out.
800-990-3776. Dan in New Jersey up next. Dan, you're on Green Bay Game Night.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. This one stings. I thought I could watch this game, kind of with house money, as Tausch said, but as the fourth quarter went on, man, I was getting nervous.
You were in it, man. You were in it. You had it.
We were in it. We were in it.
Scared, nervous.
I wonder if LaFleur
Come
goes
on,
to
Joe.
the
Joe Barry, I'll take back everything I've ever said about you if you could just stop it. You were good at getting teams just to field goals and not getting in the end zone.
I'm sorry.
I wonder if he channels his. I wonder if LaFleur channels his inner Denny Green and says, "We are who they thought they were. We let them off the hook." Thank you guys, and I'll have a good night.
Yeah, you too,
would.
Dan.
If that's what he said, he'd be 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we were more physical or as physical throughout the game, that was the question mark. There's no way anybody could sit here and say San Francisco was more physical than we were today.
Nope.
Nobody.
Nope. 800-990-3776. Let's try to get Levi and Plover back on here. Levi, you're on Green Bay Game Night.
Hey, guys, I'm back. They did really well in the first 3 quarters, but the fourth quarter, oh, man. Especially Carlson's bugle, when he was up the kick, hoping to get a 7-point lead, I was kind of nervous, like, he's going to be missing his bugle, and he did, but
Yeah.
But you forget in the fourth quarter, the defense stopped them.
Right.
Yeah.
The defense made a punt, and then Aaron Jones had the 53-yard run, and you're thinking...
But even after the interception, to hold them to the 15, 16 yards or whatever, to force a long field goal after giving him a great, field position, like it's... just a kick in the Jimmy.
Yeah.
An old Jimmy kick.
Yeah,
and I'm happier than all of you. I mean, I felt that. I still think the whole thing is great. But
Oh, I think by Tuesday we'll be looking at it differently. But
Sure.
Homer, it's so tough when it's so hard to get back. I don't care. It's great that we have our quarterback. We have a great receiving crew. Our O-line is really good. They're young. We had a great young core, but you know how this goes.
no, things were falling their way. Aaron Jones Aaron Jones was. We talked about how Jordan Love was the best quarterback. Aaron Jones was the best running back.
Yes, he was.
The cautionary tale to your point, Tausch, is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Things change quickly in this league, real quickly. And now you're going to have to pay Jordan Love a ton of money. That's going to be in play. So everything always changes. Every year is different. And when you get opportunities, even though we didn't have those expectations, and now we're going to be playing with heavy expectations as if it was, Aaron Rodgers led team.
And it's not like any of us are asking for anything from them at the end, we got to get lucky or things are going our way.
No, we were better.
Be as good as you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you weren't happy. Yeah. I was just hoping for one more throw from Brock Purdy somewhere, and he delivered his best drive in the last drive. I still don't know how he got that ball in there to Ayuk.
That was a great play and a great catch by him. It's just it stinks because you look back and you think, well, Savage had pick six. That changes the game. Keyshawn Nixon, that's a pick. If he catches that, that's a game changer. And then
but even Jordan with all that, Tausch, even with all those things,
everything,
you went into the fourth quarter up 21-14.
It should have been up 24.
Yeah.
Should have been up 24-17 with forcing them. And that changes the way the game plays too.
Yep.
They have to be quicker and more aggressive. They can't slow it down. You just look at how this game was approached. Matt LaFleur came out guns blazing. He was coming out, and Kyle Shanahan played a scared football game. Once Deebo Samuel was out, look at how he managed that end of the first half.
They were scared of the Packers offense.
They didn't want to give him the ball back. They knew that Green Bay's offense was humming, and it did until I don't know if Jordan will ever admit it. It felt like he played his worst quarter of football in the fourth, and I think it had to. How do you not feel pressure? It's your first big time playoff moment where you need it, and he just didn't quite get it done. This is going to be another learning experience, and I have a ton of confidence in him moving forward. But opportunities were plenty in the fourth quarter of this game tonight, and Green Bay just unfortunately couldn't cash in on any of them.
Yet, if he makes the field goal, we're not saying any of this.
Well, we're probably still playing.
Right. I just the only pass that I just was the last one. I just don't get it. There was a ton. You had time left. You're good. You can't, it's like when a really good player commits a foul and gets fouls out of it. Like, don't you understand? I don't even know what he saw. Right. No, we all saw 4 players.
Yeah.
All from the 49ers. And I still had the confidence in the offense. I thought, man, at least they scored quickly. He's got a minute. They got timeouts.
107, all 3 timeouts.
Right.
I thought that I was with Tausch. I thought that they were at least going to get a field goal opportunity.
Receivers had been open. They had shown the ability to throw long, and they'd also saw San Francisco commit just massive pass interference.
Really dumb pass interference penalties.
I would have loved to have seen them throw a deep ball because every deep ball we threw tonight, there was a PI on.
Yeah, San Fran just panicked. They would panic. It's going to sting. You can join us on the Boda Box Wine Line, 800-990-3776. We'll take your calls. We'll take your texts. We hear from you after the Packers fall to the 49ers on the road, 24-21. Next on Green Bay Game Night.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on. Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Watch your team compete on big screens in Team McSee's Sports Bar or the Sports Illustrated Sportsbook Room. Yes, you can bet the spread, parlays, futures, and more with Sports Illustrated Sportsbook at Island Resort and Casino. Your place to bet on sports. To book a game time getaway at the Island, call 800-682-6040 today.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Grunberg Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Even when the weather outside is frightful, your energy bill could be much more delightful. Hi, I'm Gina Della from Pella. Replacing drafty windows and doors can dramatically lower your energy costs. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offers some of the most energy efficient windows in the industry, designed to keep the cold outside where it belongs. You'll help kick the January blues when you choose to book by the 31st for 0% interest up to 36 months. You heard that right. No interest for up to 36 months if you book by January 31st. Pella's premium wood windows and patio doors feature distinguished craftsmanship and nearly endless possibilities, with maximum design flexibility in dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, profiles, product types, and more. Hurry! To get the 0% interest up to 36 months, you have to book by January 31st. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
A loss in San Francisco ends the season for the Green and Gold. React to the loss all night. You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
It's low. Couple fakes going. Wide open in the end zone. It is. Melted. Does he get the feet down? He is. Touchdown. But that don't change the show.
All right. Dusty in Partyville hits us up, 800-990-3776. This is a text that's mostly in all caps. Okay, we all need a reality check. Bleep the, quote, brutal loss crap. We were playing with house money. We almost beat the number one seed. 2 months ago, we didn't even think playoffs were a possibility. All I can think is watch the hell out of the 2024 season. Look, yeah, no, you're right. But, it's just different, man. When you're in it, this is an opportunity that slipped through your fingers. We can still feel great about 2024, and I do. But like Tausch said, you never know about going forward. And you had an opportunity to do something really special.
Well, even if you do go forward, that doesn't change what happened here.
No, you were the better team tonight. You were the better team through 3 quarters tonight. And, man, just so close. And that stings. That can sting. This can sting, and I can be excited about the future of the team. Like, both of those statements can be true.
Right, I want to know with both of you. After Aaron Jones had the big run, I'm thinking, you better get in. I don't want a field goal.
Same thing.
I don't want a field goal.
We were talking about it on the sidecast. I said I needed 7 there. I needed 7. And
I was thinking they were close enough, but when he's always missed a little to the left. Is that right?
Yeah.
And he missed it barely.
Pulled it.
But Tausch, were you? No, we can't. No, I don't want him trying a field goal. I would have felt that even if it was 25, but.
I think if it would have been that, I think he made 2 29-yarders.
Yes.
I think if it was inside of 35, I would have felt all right. But he missed a ton of extra.
They blitzed everybody on 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to put themselves in that spot, and it was obviously, I don't think they felt great about having him out there to kick. I think if it would have been 4th and 2 or 4th and 3, I think they probably would have went for it. That's where they're at. So I think that's something that is going to have to get addressed. Whether you bring in somebody to compete with him, because it's just way too many missed kicks. Now you want him to get that opportunity to grow again. I don't think this team thought they were going to be in this position, and that's why they went so young. That's why they didn't bring Mason or a veteran kicker in. But when you get to this position, that's when you think about, if I'm praying every time he goes out on the field, that ain't a good sign.
Bad sign.
That is not a good sign.
It's a bad sign. Got to get some competition, without a doubt. But again, that's
and getting back to the text you said about house money, and I look at it, and obviously it was house money. There is no doubt, but you play with house money. It doesn't mean you want to lose all of it,
right?
You don't want to come back from Vegas with nothing when you have $5,000 in cash that you just won, and you say, "Oh, hell with it, I'm going to put it all on black, and if I hit, it's 10. If it's not." There's no question. I think all of us are excited about where this team is headed, and this season could not have been a better indicator of, wow, they got it right on a lot of fronts. But you just, man, I don't think I can put into words the pain that you have when you know you're a better team and you don't close up shop.
Plus, I don't think the running was part of it. I don't think Aaron Jones will ever stretch this good again.
First off, you don't know if he's going to be back. I would think he will be because his value is a lot stronger here. But can he stay healthy? Can he be as fresh as he was? That's the thing. When you look at this, Jordan obviously came on strong the last 10 weeks. The O-line played dynamite football the last 10 weeks, 11 weeks. And Aaron Jones has been the best back in football for the last 5-6 weeks.
He had once prior to this stretch where he ran for 100 yards back-to-back games. Happened one time in his career. And now he just did it 5 games in a row.
And he would have done a 6th if we got him there.
And San Francisco.
No doubt about it, Tausch.
San Francisco had not given up a rusher with 100 yards, 61 games or something. Yeah.
Some insane number.
26 years. And he did that too.
How do we feel? How do we feel about LaFleur tonight? Because I felt like Shanahan has kind of punked him most of his career. I don't feel that way tonight. I thought Matt had a really good plan. The little toss sweeps and crack blocking with your wideout on Bosa was awesome. I thought he did a really good job. I don't put any of this outside of maybe not using the timeout, but even with that, you have 3 timeouts, a minute left to go get a field goal. I'll take that all day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you want to nitpick, I'm sure you can find something to nitpick in there, Tausch, but it's not like he was out-coached.
Not at all.
Shanahan had a couple of really curious calls. Again, Shanahan didn't know what to do without Samuel. They ran a play with Jawan Jennings lined up as a running back. Okay, thanks for the gift, Kyle, and I'll take you on 2nd and 10 because you decided to run it with Jawan Jennings, or a read option where Brock Purdy tries to get to the edge. Yeah, run those plays all you want because those aren't the good ones.
Right.
Yeah, and Gabe, that's the part that's so frustrating. All of those things, normally San Fran is multiple, and they test you in 100 different ways. They were kind of, Kittle across the middle. I thought Green Bay did a really good job on Ayuk, and they forced the game. McCaffrey was limited with what he was doing, and Shanahan was no genius tonight by any stretch, partially because his quarterback was super errant with the football. Everything lined up to beat this team, and now we're sitting here 5 in a row against the San Francisco 49ers. But with all that said, I still would much rather, after this postseason is over, I'd much rather be the Green Bay Packers moving forward. But it's just so in the fact that we should be advancing and the 49ers should have the gut wrench that they've given the Packers the last 5 times we've played them.
No, the only thing that's of debate is those who said this is why you keep Mason Crosby.
Yeah.
And there's no answer to that now.
Mason Crosby's making that kick.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Zero doubt. Zero doubt in my mind.
It's hard for people to realize how seldom people miss kicks now. I mean, a 41-yarder, they make
about the only ones.
Percent of
the only ones that are in question is usually when you push it out to 50 or so, because you got to,
is becoming reasonably easy.
Mm-hmm.
But the people say all the things they did great. They had the special season they thought they were going to be better, and the fear that everybody had was that it could come down to missing a kick.
And unfortunately, tonight it did. 800-990-3776. Let's get back out to the phone lines. Colin in Sheboygan, you're up next. It's Green Bay Game Night.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Terrible.
Not worse.
I know, yeah. Okay, I got 1 or 2 points. First point, let's just take a breath. We were not supposed to be here in the first place. Like, this team has progressed.
Sure, Colin. Colin, sure. Like, okay, you can tell me we weren't supposed to be here all you want. We were up by 7 going into the fourth quarter. Like, that's
10.
like...
Yeah, we were up by 10.
No, it's 21-14.
Yeah, I get that, but, I mean...
But you're in it, man. Like, okay, tell me you were not supposed to be here all you want. We were in it. You're in the fight. Like, Rocky wasn't supposed to be there either. Guess what he did? Goes down swinging in that final round, man. Like, I don't care if we were supposed to be here or not. Like, we were in it, and that's why it stings, because you were the better team tonight, and you just couldn't finish it off.
Oh, 100%. 100%, yeah. Going into the fourth quarter, we were the better team, 100%. Should we have won that game? Yes, we should have. But we should not have been here in the first place. And I just think the progression for this offense going into this game is unreal. But my real question is, why is Jaden Reed returning kickoffs? That's my real question.
I mean, Jaden, he does punts.
Nixon is the kicker.
Yeah, on punts. But why is he returning those?
Because he's good.
Yeah. I mean, Reed's been kind of the punt returner all year.
Do you guys remember Allen Rossum? Allen Rossum
I do.
Was a great kick returner. He should be
No, that they used their wide receivers. Antonio Freeman did it when they were young. Those guys all.
I think the reason why, because you've got Keyshawn Nixon running around defensively. So they throw him back there on kickoffs. Obviously, he had the big kickoff return today. But, I mean, a lot of times, maybe he ran a route with somebody, gets a little gassed as the guy's down the field or whatever. So then you throw Jaden Reed out there. And I don't think Reed was a problem.
Yeah, he didn't do anything bad.
No.
Allen Rossum's like 44 years old. I don't think we want him punting returning.
I mean, if you need a guy to go out there and call a fair catch, Tausch, I bet he could still do that. Throw the hand up in the air.
Swerving Irvin. Yeah, I actually thought our special teams blocked a field goal.
Yeah.
Obviously, missing the kicks and stuff like that. But the great return and what a play. The thing that sucks is Wilson would have been one of the legendary plays in the history of this franchise.
Saved the season.
Now it's a fart in the wind.
Yep.
You won't even. You'll remember it.
Just like when Kuhn made the block when Rodgers throws the pass that was at Randall Cobb against the Bears, and that Wilson and I don't understand why Nixon cut back. I didn't get that at all.
He was trying to take it to the house.
I think you had a chance to take it to the house, and when you cut back, you just have a fear of somebody hitting you from behind. Yeah. But I thought if he guns forward, he still is going to get deep down there, and it turned out to be okay. But at the time, I was surprised.
We ended up getting a touchdown out of it anyways.
Yeah. It all worked out until it didn't. Dylan in Milwaukee, you're up next. Dylan has great insight, I know. More of that coming all night on Green Bay Game Night. Dylan in Milwaukee, you're up next on that Boda Box Wine Line with Homer, Gabe, and Tausch.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on. I think I'm just tired of hearing everyone talking about playing with house money, how far we got without actually getting anywhere. I mean, you go into this, you're trying to win it all, and it's just the Green Bay Packers are a team that I fell on that we're just a team of so close. We get there, you can say, oh, we're so close in 2016, we're so close in 2019, we're so close in 2020. Oh, we get into 2023 and then we get bounced. We're so close. We think that we're so good going into it every year hoping for everything, and then we get loser talk by us, our fans. I mean, Green Bay.
Just so, what exactly is loser talk? I want to make sure I have this right.
Loser talk is when you get everyone coming on here talking about, oh, man, good year, everybody.
But that's never happened
before.
Give
ourselves high
that hasn't
fives,
happened before. And for the last 30 years, it's been
I'm
it's
glad
a Super Bowl
we
or
got
else.
there.
So.
We sniffed a playoff win.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Dylan.
Are you happy with this season?
Yes, I'm happy with this season.
Dylan, I was just going to ask you that. Okay,
I'd throw
obviously,
loser talk. Fine.
Dylan.
Speak for it. You hear me?
Yeah. Tausch, did you have a question?
I was just I was trying to jump in, but Dylan was kind of jabbering over me, which is fine. Dylan, okay, so obviously we're all gutted. This is a gutted, we should have won, opportunity missed. But are you telling me on Tuesday or Wednesday next week you're not going to say I'm excited about where the direction of this team is headed? That's all we're saying. We're all gutted. This was a hugely missed opportunity.
You're looking at people brought up Jordan Love's contract. He's gonna want $40 million plus a year.
50. Oh, he's getting 50, and he's gonna get it. He's getting it.
Yeah, he's gonna. You get what I'm saying, though. He's gonna get it.
Yeah.
You've got Aaron Jones. You never know with running backs.
Mm-hmm.
You go into next year with a bunch of question marks, and then we have to sit back and watch Detroit come in and maybe even make a shot at the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl when this is supposed to be our time to shine. That's what I'm saying, loser talk.
Yeah, I think and thanks for the call, Dylan. I think here's the difference. For the first time in forever, because we're so young, I don't think we thought that we were going to be there. I don't think any of us did.
The team was 2-5.
Yeah, and it was brutal. And the loss to Tampa, and you're sitting there with like a 6% chance. And for the team to bounce back and do what they did was awesome. And I'm pretty sure we've all sat here and said this is a huge missed opportunity. This was a better team than San Fran tonight. You're going to be gutted by it, but life is about expectations. The expectations shifted for me in the third, really around the third quarter when Green Bay went up 21-14. It was now, shoot, we're good enough to win the whole dang thing.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely good enough to get to a Super Bowl, which was crazy talk 8 weeks ago. But here we were. So we're gutted. I think you can have a range of emotions when you're in this position because I have been incredibly pleased with what this team has done, and I'm gutted and disappointed by how we blew this great opportunity. And you're right, Dylan. This team is not going to be the same team. You're going to have you got a ton of draft picks coming in. You got a monster contract you're going to have to pay your quarterback. You have to figure out a ton of things on your O-line. You got to figure out a ton of things on your D-line. You got to figure out the safety. You got all these things that you got to figure out yet. This is going to be a markedly different team. And now you're going to have a bunch of young receivers that are going to have expectations of what they want to do. All of this stuff changes on a year-to-year basis. Hopefully it changes for the good, but that doesn't mean it always does.
Yeah. I mean, but you feel good. I mean, because again,
I feel great about where this team's headed.
Yeah.
But I feel gutted about what we saw tonight.
1,000%. Because all those questions, you've got a lot of resources. Like the Aaron Rodgers dead money is coming off the books. If you wanted to spend money on a free agent, you could.
Yeah.
You've got so many draft picks because of some of the moves that Goody has made to solve some of those problems, too. You've got some internal solutions. Yeah, are there questions? But I feel pretty confident about this team coming up with answers. But still, right now, like I'm still icing my groin because it just stings, man. Because, like you said, they were the better team tonight.
Yeah, the loser talk, I can't get on board with that because that's not where we're at. I don't think that's where anyone, if you want to sit here and say, good job, grab some orange slices, you guys had a heck of a year. You don't do that today. You could do that, Tuesday or Wednesday, but I can assure you, Matt LaFleur is going to never forget. Jordan Love is never going to forget this game.
Yeah.
This will be a scar that is there forever. Doesn't matter if they go win a Super Bowl down the road. They'll still say, man, we could have had this one too. That's how it is.
800-990-3776, the number to get into the show. We'll get back to your phone calls. There's plenty of them out there. Want to touch on you guys there on the Boda Box Wine line because football fans, tailgating season is here. If If you want to win at tailgating, you need to Bodify your beverage choice. Bodabox Wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in a box, fitting perfectly into your cooler or trunk, and there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. 1 3-liter Bodabox equivalent to 4 bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring wine that wins with wine critics. Bodabox. This is how we Boda. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older. Bodabox Vineyards, Manteca, California. Your calls on that Bodabox wine line are next.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Nagging pain lasting for months, difficulty performing everyday tasks, not moving like you'd like, it's time to see the doctor. And I recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Anytime I've needed care, the appointments are timely, no waiting weeks to be seen, and no pressure to have surgery. It's about getting the right diagnosis and choosing a treatment plan that fits your life. No question where I turn if I'm injured again. The experts in care at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's orthowisconsin.com.
The Boucher Group has exciting news to share with you. We've expanded to better serve our community.
Introducing Nissan Lake Country, the newest addition to our family.
Step into our showroom and discover our exceptional selection of brand new Nissans.
We're also stocked with the best pre-owned options in the market.
And as we expand, we're not just growing our inventory, we're also growing our team.
So join a team that values your skills and celebrates your success.
Visit us online or in-store today and view our current job listings at bouchercareers.com.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Football fans, tailgating season is here, and if you want to win at tailgating, you need to Bodify your beverage choice. Bodabox Wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in a box, so it fits perfectly in your cooler or trunk, and there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. 1 3-liter Bodabox is equivalent to 4 regular bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with wine critics, Bodabox. This is how we Boda. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Bodabox Vineyards, Manteca, California.
What's better than free? How about play free all year? This January at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you can win over $2,000 in reward play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games to earn prize drawing entries. Then stop by each Thursday night in January to see if you're a winner. $400,000 in prizes is up for grabs. Over 40 winners each week. Yeah, free is for me. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
Hey, it's Gary Olson here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? No matter the season, rain, snow, or shine, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you. A top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. Just $35 an hour gets you a round and puts that summer feel back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Ready to conquer the Midwest's premier winter playground? Then start planning a visit to Granite Peak. With over 200 acres of skiable terrain, Granite Peak has something for everyone, from beginners to seasoned pros, park skiers to mogul fanatics, and everything in between. Soar to new heights on their state-of-the-art chairlifts and warm up in the cozy historic chalet with roaring fireplaces and stunning views. A legendary winter adventure begins at Granite Peak. Don't miss out. Visit skigranitepeak.com to book your winter vacation now, and for more information, Granite Peak. Legendary winters, legendary fun.
They say love is a universal language. Well, that's definitely true if you're talking about bacon. I mean, who doesn't love bacon? Forget the chocolates. Give the gift of bacon. It's everyone's love language. And you're going to love it that our bacon's on sale right now. With quick hot savings, we're taking bacon down to $2.49 a 12-ounce pack. Limit 2. Savings on bacon? Whoa, that's 2 love languages at once. And we're multilingual like that. Quick Trip. We're saving your bacon.
The green and gold are out after a playoff loss in San Francisco. Join the conversation here. This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
And now the kick return from Nixon. Nixon has speed, gets to the edge. Keyshawn Nixon. Foot race. inside the 20. It's punched out by Flanagan Foles, but the Pack recovered. I didn't see who it was that came down and jumped on it, but they're going to have it inside the 20.
Eric Wilson could have been one of the greatest plays, saved the season, could have been talking about it a lot tonight. Oh, man, Eric Wilson jumped on that football. It was fantastic.
Yeah, he would have won an award on our show.
Dog. He'd have been a dog.
He'd have been a dog.
He might have won the Dog Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Just won.
Tough.
The Toff. Unfortunately.
Do you guys,
They fall
Gabe, do you guys
24-21.
think I sound like Greg Olson?
I don't think so, no.
I've had a bunch of people tweet at me that I sound like Greg Olson.
I can see that, but people who listen and know the range of your voice is so much greater. At times like that, you maybe sound a little like him, but that's only like one of the tones of your voice.
Okay, that makes sense. By the way, I think those guys do a fantastic job. I think they're great. I thought they did a great job.
Well, and he's like in an impossible position because Brady's coming for that job, and he's just stepped up and been fantastic with that A-team.
Yep, he's been good.
800-990-3776. We go to Chuck in New Jersey. Chuck, you're up next on Green Bay Game Night.
Hey, good evening, guys. How we doing?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, tell me about it. You know, that guy Dylan, if anything, he was actually sounding like he was trying to put some booster talk. All right, like, you know, this is where we're at. Like,
got a lot of people pushing back on Dylan's loser talk.
Yeah, I was like, dude, give me a break. All right, you know, let us grieve, okay? Because right now, we were the better team. No question about it. And guys, the fact that, like, LaFleur actually says that he was praying every time Andrews Carlson, like, come on, man. Like, dude, he was the worst field goal kicker in the game. He missed 6 extra points. Yep. Like, even regardless if we didn't make it to the playoffs or not, you would have thought that he would have made a change, especially if Mason Crosby was still out there. Yeah, it's not going to, you know, we're not going to blow up the books here, but it's like you got to get some sort of stability. And everybody knows that, Tosh. You know this more than anybody.
I don't think they view extra points the same. I just don't think they do.
Yeah.
So if he had missed that many field goals, how many kicks did he miss? And the majority of them were extra points.
He missed more kicks than any other
right,
kicker
but you're counting extra points, and I think an extra point.
It's a 35-yard field goal.
I understand, but it's 1 point. I don't think, because if it was the same, they would have replaced him. If he had missed all those as field goals and not extra points, would he have been kicking at the end of the season?
He missed 6 field goals.
Okay, and how many extra points?
If Brian Gutekunst thought that this team would be up 7 points going into the fourth quarter against the San Francisco 49ers in the divisional round, he would have said, you know what? I need to have a veteran kicker. We're good enough to win a world championship. They didn't think they were.
Right.
And when you have to adjust course and say, we are good enough. And this isn't good enough for this season. We'll keep him on the practice squad. We'll let him keep working. We're not going to give up on him. But let's go get Robbie Gould or Mason Crosby, somebody that's going to make kicks when the money's on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, you're probably going to the NFC Championship.
They would have done that if more of the kicks had been field goals missed rather than...
He missed 6 field goals versus 5 extra points.
Right. So he misses 11. He misses 10 field goals. They make a change.
Yeah, but I mean, 39 and under, he's 20 of 20. 40 and over, he's 7 for 13.
Right.
That ain't good enough.
Not in this league.
Obviously.
Yeah. 800-990-3776. Paul in California is up next. Paul, you're on Green Bay Game Night.
I got a comment and a slight nitpick. The comment is what takes some of the sting away from me is let's not forget a month ago, the Ravens came to Santa Clara and throttled this team.
Yeah, that's because there were 5 turnovers. You can't talk about that. 5 turnovers. You can't count a game and not mention before before anybody mentions that game, you must lead with the difference in turnovers was 5. Then say whatever you want. Who is this as a caller? Who is it? Paul, go ahead and mention that game, but start with the difference in turnovers was 5, and then you can say whatever the hell you want.
The Baltimore Ravens are a better team than San Francisco 49ers. They have a better team.
Yeah, when you have a 5 turnover, benefit, the Bears are the best team in the league.
Homer,
What?
Okay, if you'd let me talk.
No, you can't get crap out
They were
and
awful.
say, I'm not going to interrupt because it's crap without mentioning five turnovers in that game. You can say Baltimore's a better team. You can't mention that game without mentioning what? Just mention it and move on.
There were 5 turnovers. But I watched the 49ers all year long, okay? I watched the 49ers all year long. I live out here now. I saw all the hype, including the hype. A lot of people in that thought they would win big tonight. They aren't as good as the Ravens. The Ravens have a better defense. Lamar Jackson is much better than Brock Purdy when the Packers get to the Super Bowl. And I believe they will get to the Super Bowl, and it may be next year. I would rather them go in a year when I think they have a very good chance to win it. I don't think they would have a very good chance to win it this year. So that takes a little bit of the sting off. That's all I'm saying. The Ravens were awful good today. So my one nitpick, and I guess it may be getting back to McCarthy in Seattle in the first half. It may be getting back to the end of the game against Tampa Bay and Brady with LaFleur. They went to the red zone 3 times in that. And I know they were very good against Dallas, but this is not Dallas. This is a much tougher team than Dallas. But they went to the red zone 3 times in that first half and came away to 6 points. That is as significant in the final score of this game as Carlson's missed field goal. They had a chance to take a real lead in that first half when they absolutely outplayed the 49ers. And I think, and I'm not saying it's LaFleur's play calling or it may be execution problems. I don't know. I wish they had done better than 6 points on 3 red zone possessions. That bites a little bit as much as Carlson missing the kick.
I know you find it's hard to believe. I would agree totally, yeah. But their defense is better than Dallas, but getting into the end zone was huge.
I'm in your club, Homer. This team still is. I have a smile on my face. As painful as this is, they are coming. They're going to be co-favorites to win this conference next year, no matter what the Lions do. They'll be favorites to win the division, I believe. And, so Jordan Love had a bad fourth quarter. Well, he's going to learn from it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm still okay with this. And the Ravens are a better team than the 49ers. Homer, 5 turnovers. They forced some of those turnovers.
I didn't say they weren't.
They played a great game.
I didn't say they weren't.
Appreciate the call, Paul.
Homer, you should get Paul. You two should be one of the Homer hours during the week.
Yeah,
just
get
you
Paul.
and Paul. And you guys just yell at each other for an hour.
If he would have said Baltimore's just better than San Francisco,
but Homer, I'll
agree
say
they
this.
are. But you can't bring up a game
when
people brought that up.
Well, Homer,
5 turnovers. Do the Bears beat Baltimore with a 5 turnover edge?
Yeah, they might. Okay, you watch
that
game. If you watch that game, Baltimore bully balled San Fran.
Yeah, they really did.
Ran it down their throat. Yes, they created turnovers, but you create turnovers by being physical and hitting quarterbacks. Getting in. We should have had 2-3 turnovers against Brock Purdy tonight because we got in his face a little bit. So all of that
slipped out of his hands.
I'll say this. I disagree with Paul on the. I want to get to a Super Bowl. Even if Baltimore beats us by 20, I want to get there.
Yep. Yes.
I want to have that experience. I want this team to have it. They earned it. They were in a position to do it. And even if you don't get it done, because I'm telling you, nothing is given. Nothing for next year. For as great as we feel about the direction, and I agree they will be, I think they'll probably be outside of San Francisco, the odds-on favorite to be the NFC champs next year. That's what Vegas will tell you probably in March. And now you have to play with that burden. That is a whole different animal than what this team played with this year. That's another step in this whole process that this team's going to have to go through.
It's the old Mike McCarthyism, right? You got to stack successes. And one of the toughest, one of the toughest things you're going to have, toughest part of the job, how do you handle that success? Quickly, let's go to Ben on the north side. Ben, you're up next. It's Green Bay Game Night. Homer, Gabe, and Tausch.
Good evening, guys. I do feel that, the team did a good job. We didn't expect to be here. However, once you're there, you're trying to win. Mm-hmm. I got a couple concerns. Offensively, they'll be okay. I'm a little worried about the running back position, but the wideouts and the tight ends, I really like them. I think LaFleur did a good job with his offensive calls. My concern is the defense, and I'm not even going to jump on the defensive coordinator. Do these guys tackle? Whatever happened to wrapping and tackling a guy? Or if you're a defensive back, if you can't catch the ball, at least be a cover guy, a glue guy. They don't tackle. They don't make the big hit. They get no turnovers. You have to hand them the ball to get an interception. Nobody makes any athletic plays. They got to get some ball hawk kind of guys, and some guys when the first guy makes contact with the offensive player, that guy's dropped. McCaffrey's good, but he ain't that good.
McCaffrey's pretty good.
Well, no, and I think you watch
the
San Francisco, they have a group of guys, and the first guy misses maybe, but then there are two guys after it. Owens hits a lot of people hard. He didn't get the best of McCaffrey on the one play when he scored.
You're asking a lot for him to cover the ground that he did and then bring down McCaffrey.
I agree that yes, the answer, they don't tackle anymore. They don't practice anymore. They don't practice tackling. But I don't know how anybody could watch that game and not be satisfied with the aggressiveness of the defense.
Dude, our defense played a good football game. And I know people are going to say, well, you need to get a stop and you don't. That's fair. It is a lot harder to stop when you get 4 downs and you didn't get it done. But if you'd have told me tonight that if we score 25, we're going to win, I'd take that all night. All night.
Mm-hmm. More of your phone calls. We got to flush it or we got to flush it. We got to give out dogs of the game. We got a lot of stuff we got to get to, and we'll do that coming up next on Green Bay Game Night.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
Tito's handmade vodka is so good and smooth, you can mix it with anything. Now, here's out. If your usual brunch cocktail sounds like a Tito's Bloody Mary stacked with garnishes is more like Tito's. Sounds pretty good. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Watch your team compete on big screens in Team McSee's Sports Bar or the Sports Illustrated Sportsbook Room. Yes, you can bet the spread, parlays, futures, and more with Sports Illustrated Sportsbook at Island Resort and Casino. Your place to bet on sports. To book a game-time getaway at the Island, call 800-682-6040 today.
Hey, it's Jason Wilding for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games in the Lambeau snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Even when the weather outside is frightful, your energy bill could be much more delightful. Hi, I'm Gina Della from Pella. Replacing drafty windows and doors can dramatically lower your energy costs. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offers some of the most energy efficient windows in the industry, designed to keep the cold outside where it belongs. You'll help kick the January blues when you choose to book by the 31st for 0% interest up to 36 months. You heard that right. No interest for up to 36 months if you book by January 31st. 31st. Paula's premium wood windows and patio doors feature distinguished craftsmanship and nearly endless possibilities with maximum design flexibility in dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, profiles, product types, and more. Hurry! To get the 0% interest up to 36 months, you have to book by January 31st. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply.
Hi there, it's Scott from Pentatonics. So from the beginning of our journey in music, the foundation has been music education. It's so incredibly important that we continue to show kids the importance of music in our schools, in our homes, and even in the car. Music is such a powerful expression of emotion and individuality, and we are responsible for keeping the love for music alive. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
It's season over for Jordan Love and the Green and Gold in the playoffs. The reaction continues on all night long. It's Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
It's Love. Far side, throws complete. Caught for the touchdown. Tucker Kraft and the Pack back in front.
Packers fall 24-21 to the San Francisco 49ers. Divisional round game night. So, along with Steve the Homer True and Mark Tauscher, let's go ahead and get to it. It's time for Flush It or Flesh It.
Flush it.
We failed multiple times with bad ideas. I didn't know were bad till I realized they didn't work.
Or flesh it.
Yeah, that's one idea. Or we can work as a team.
Brought to you by Gordon Flesh Company. Business technology managed. Taking the worry out of your office equipment and IT needs.
I don't think this is a loss you can just flush. Tausch, when you were a player and you guys had a tough loss like this in the playoffs, like, was this a feeling you carried with you throughout the offseason, kind of motivated you a little bit during some offseason workouts?
I mean, obviously you're motivated by everything, but when you lose a tough game and you're going to be motivated by that. But it's just, I'm telling you, it's one of those things that will stick with you for the rest of your life. Games like tonight, these gut-wrenching, tough losses that you feel like you should have won. So I don't think, well, now I know Zach Tom's going to be squatting heavier in the weight room because they lost. They're going to work hard. They're going to get in position. And I think, one of the greatest examples I've seen of a team bouncing back from gut wrench is the San Antonio Spurs against the Heat. And I guarantee you they feel better that they ended up winning a championship the next year, but they still think about Ray Allen drilling that shot in the corner. These guys could go and win a championship next year. And they're going to still be thinking, we should have had two already.
Yeah, history. They were creating history, and they're getting closer. And it didn't require them to. Oh, I can't believe what he did.
Nothing extra special. Nothing extra special.
Yes.
Just do what you were doing.
As well as they were playing.
The fact that you were good enough. The old Stuart Smalley. Gosh darn it, I'm good enough. My team's good enough, and we can go to a Super Bowl. And you got gut punched, or as Gabe said, you got kicked in the dingleberries.
Yeah, it's certainly what it still feels
stay
like.
With you for a while.
Yeah, that'll sting for a while. Yeah, it definitely leaves a mark. Tausch, anytime we have flushed it or fleshed it this year on Green Bay Game Night, it's been brought to us by our friends at the Gordon Flesh Company.
Indeed it does, and it takes a team to meet just about any goal. That's true on the football field as it is in the office, and the Gordon Flesh Company has been providing cutting-edge technology for companies of all sizes for over 65 years. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
800-990-3776. Let's hit up a couple of calls quickly who've been waiting. Ned in New York, you're up next. Green Bay Game Night with Homer, Gabe, and Tausch.
Hey, guys, thanks for taking my call. Just real quickly, on that last throw by Love, it was third down, and I was wondering if he thought maybe it was the last down, and that's why he
I got to check. I don't think it was. They threw to Musgrave for 3 yards on 3rd and 2. I think it was 1st and 10.
First and
36. 52 seconds to go.
It was a bad decision.
Yep.
Just a bad decision.
But a really bad decision on 1st down.
Yeah, it's a bad decision on 4th down. It's just a bad decision.
I mean, you got 52 seconds left. They had some timeouts left, right, too?
Two timeouts.
Yeah, and you're at the 36. You got, how many yards do you need to go? all the way.
30? Preferably 64.
Right,
but 30?
Yeah, you probably need to get it down inside the 15 to feel at all comfortable about where you're at.
Accurate but mean. I mean, they were in good shape.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were in good shape.
I didn't hear his post-game
not much we could say about that. No. Just missed opportunity after missed opportunity.
800-990-3776. Matt in Racine is up next. Matt, you're on Green Bay Game Night. Homer, Gabe, and Tausch.
Good evening, guys. How you doing?
Terrible.
I want to take the blame for this loss because I bet Ben Brust, and I always beat Ben Brust when I bet. And so I took.
We'll give it to you. We'll give you the blame.
I'll take it. But go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you for stepping up and taking the blame.
Is about Matt LaFleur as a coach. We had Matt LaFleur with a veteran team and a 1 seed. It doesn't seem to me like no matter where you go with him, like he can get it figured out. I mean, you look at his decision making. You can say he was coached great second half of the year, coached great for 3/4 of this game. But when it comes down to it, when it really comes down to the crunch time, he seems to fold.
I think that's unfair tonight, Matt. Like the interception, you had both. For the first interception, it's just a bad throw by Jordan Love. Like he threw it well behind. I think it was Tucker Kraft. Like if he hits Tucker Kraft, he's got a chance of getting the first down. Now Fred Warner would have been barreling down on him, so I don't know if he gets the first down. But it's not a turnover; you punt it away. And then later, when you go 3 and out, he had Aaron Jones open and Jordan Love missed him. I don't think that's stuff that's on Matt LaFleur. I think those are just some uncharacteristic mistakes.
Still continue to run the ball late in the game?
Yeah, those were just mistakes from Jordan Love that we didn't see over the last 10 games, and maybe the rain had something to do with it. Maybe the moment had something to do with it, but I have very little criticisms, if any, of Matt LaFleur tonight. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought Matt LaFleur I thought he was up to the challenge. He didn't waver on taking the football and putting a big drive together. Obviously, the red zone, if you want to look at some of the inefficiency in the red zone tonight, that's fair. But I thought he had this team ready to play. They played physical. I thought he called a really good game plan. He got Aaron Jones involved. He had a ton of success running it, spread it around. Didn't let Jordan did a good job with protections and not letting San Francisco's offensive line or defensive line make a big impact. Thought he was aggressive on first down. I thought he put the pedal down. He gave this team a chance, and they were in a great position. And unfortunately, for the first time in a while, Jordan Love kind of looked like a first-year starter in the fourth quarter. He was good most of the night, but this is a part of the learning process, the growing process. And unfortunately, these are painful lessons that you go through, and you just hope Jordan, and I don't have any doubt that he will, you learn from it and you move forward.
Before Tausch gets out of here, let's get to it. It's time to get to our dog of the game.
We got dog. It's time for the Sit Mean Sit.
Yeah, we got
Dog of the game.
John Money Alexander. Christian Watson. Quay Walker. He's a dog. Aaron Jones. Kenny Clark.
Presented by Sit Mean Sit Dog Training in Waukesha and Milwaukee. Visit sitmeansit.com.
Tausch, for the final time this year, who's your dog of the game?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the low-hanging fruit tonight because I've given you guys the low-hanging fruit all year since the season ended. Aaron Jones was spectacular.
We have to have a segment, low-hanging fruit, next year.
Yeah, we should.
We'll figure it out. We'll work on it for, hey, just like the Packers, we're going to, look back. We're going to see what we can do better and try to improve in 2024.
Yeah, I think Dole pineapples are obviously very low-hanging because they're coming out of the ground. I don't know if you can get any lower than that.
See?
So that would be a good idea.
That's the idea right there.
Yep.
I just look at what Aaron Jones did tonight. He was the best running back on the field, and I think you can make an argument he was the best player outside of maybe Freddie Varner, he is just a ball player.
He's so good.
He was the difference tonight. All those open plays in the middle of the field that you saw against Dallas, that was not as open tonight. But Aaron Jones, what he was able to do, both catching the football and obviously with the big gashing runs, another 100-yard game. He's just been fantastic the last 4 or 5 weeks, and it stinks for him, because he really laid it out and put this team in a position to make it to an NFC Championship game.
Homer?
Bo Melton. I mean, he's like a clutch guy. And this is the one thing I hate about yardage for wide receivers. 1 catch, 19 yards, he had the touchdown, but he also had a penalty of 41 yards. Mm-hmm. That should be a part of a receiver's in some way to recognize he created. But he's like a clutch guy. All right, in terms of who's going to make a big play, you got, where is he? He's good. He's been awesome. Yeah. He's equally, I'm not saying he's as good, but his dogosity is equal to anybody else on the team as a receiver.
I ain't arguing with you.
No, dogcality. No, it's like physicality.
I love the dogosity.
Dogosity. Yeah.
Dogosity.
And out of nowhere,
you know what that is?
Yeah.
You know what that is?
What?
That's a Tausch.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Tausch.
But the beautiful part about that is that he came out of nowhere. Nobody talked about Bo Melton all year. And yet he
was on the practice squad, right?
He stepped up the end of the season and was one of your clutch players.
And what a great catch on that to make sure that he maintained and
got both feet down.
That could easily have been called incomplete.
We have a great problem ahead of us as far as figuring out what roles, what wideouts are going to have. And then with all these picks, whether you bring another guy in, you got a little cap space.
I don't bring another guy in.
I don't think you do either, but I think you have options and you can pick and choose how you want to approach this, because
I'll draft somebody late.
You got all kinds of talent there.
Because somebody will get hurt. Well, I mean, one guy's always hurt, so.
I am going with Kenny Clark as my dog of the game. Like, I thought the way he only had a half sack, but it felt like he was pushing, defensive linemen back into Brock Purdy's lap the entire game. And when questions were asked, have always been asked of, why is Kenny Clark getting all this money? I don't know if anybody else noticed him running down Christian McCaffrey on the edge when they threw him the ball out in the flat. Next thing you know, Kenny Clark's making the tackle 3 yards down. Like, it's a pretty special play for a big boy that size.
Noticed.
Yeah. He was all over the place.
He's been a fantastic player for this team for a long time. He is a disruptive force, no doubt.
Well, Tausch, I think it's going to be sad tonight, but when you sign off, and maybe later this weekend, maybe tomorrow, you can pour the glass of Tito's and it's going to be more appreciative. But tonight, it's probably going to be a sad glass of Tito's.
Yeah, you're probably right, Gabe. Pour me in, coach. From a seat in the stands to the best seat on the couch. Root for your favorite team with your favorite team spirit. Stack a spicy Bloody Mary. That's what I'll do tomorrow morning. Then I'll probably have a Tito Rita before the who plays the early game tomorrow. That's what I'll do with that. And then, of course, I'll finish the night with that Bills-Chiefs game with a low-hanging fruit, cranberry, and Tito's. Go to Tito'sVodka.com for your own recipe, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Final thoughts, big guy.
Yeah, it's just a bummer. I think this has been such a fun season, such a roller coaster of emotions. I think it's that glass box of emotions that, good start. Oh, man, we stink. Are we going to be this bad for a while? Oh, my God, we're getting better. Uh-oh, we're pretty good. Uh-oh, we have a chance to go to a Super Bowl, and then we just get our heart ripped out by the San Francisco 49ers. So, I know, I'm not going to Dylan it and say it's a loser's mentality, because I think on the whole, you can't be anything but incredibly upbeat about where this season is. But for tonight, on the 20th of January, we can be gutted and incredibly disappointed in the fact that we missed a golden opportunity to beat the number 1 seed and be the first 7 seed to make it to an NFC Championship game, where I think we would have been in a great position to make it back to a Super Bowl for the first time in 13 years.
Tausch, always appreciate it. Look forward to what you have to say about this game and everything going forward. Wilde and Tausch, Monday starts at 9 a.m. on ESPN Wisconsin.
All right, fellas.
Mark Tauscher always joins us for the first hour here.
Yeah, because now what's going to be remembered is the Dallas game.
Yeah.
But they deserved and had a chance to be remembered, not as a Dallas game, but the Dallas game as part of a historic run.
I mean, they've gone to some unexpected NFC Championship games in this run, right? You think back in 16 when they had the run-the-table season, but you didn't think you really had a chance probably against that Falcons team, because it was a pretty good team, and obviously they got blown out. And they were unexpectedly the 2 seed in LaFleur's first year. and went to San Francisco. Like, you go to this NFC Championship game, which would have been unexpected from the beginning of the year, and you'd have felt like you had a damn good chance against either Tampa Bay or Detroit.
Yeah, you'd feel like you're the better team. You're not. Yeah. We don't have to do anything crazy.
Nope. Just got to go play our game. We play our game, we win.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that got taken away tonight by what happened in the fourth quarter. Our dog of the game, always brought to you by Sit Means Sit. If your dog doesn't always listen to what we say, if you ask yourself, why don't they listen to what I say? Look no further than Sit Means Sit. You can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog. Contact Sit Means Sit Dog Training today in Milwaukee or Waukesha to schedule a free consultation. Go to sitmeansit.com and check out their Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. We'll get back to the phone calls. The Butterbox Wine Line, 800-990-3776. You are next on Green Bay Game Night.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Football fans, tailgating season is here, and if you want to win at tailgating, you need to Boatify your beverage choice. Boaterbox wine is the ultimate addition to your tailgate party. This premium wine comes in a box, so it fits perfectly in your cooler or trunk, and there's no heavy glass or corkscrew to deal with. One 3-liter Boaterbox is equivalent to 4 regular bottles of wine, so it's great for sharing. Bring the wine that wins with wine critics, Boaterbox. This is how we Boata. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Boaterbox Vineyards, Manteca, California.
We all share the same roads, but when accidents happen, we don't always share the same consequences. Big trucks can cause big damage. Injuries can be severe and may require a lifetime of care and compensation. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We've been fighting and winning for people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Let us do the same for you. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You heard the final whistle. That means the postgame is ready to roll. This is Green Bay Game Night, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Homer and Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, here's Gabe Neitzel.
Tough one. Stings tonight for the Green Bay Packers. 24-21. They entered the fourth quarter with a 21-14 lead. Missed a field goal, gave up 10 points, and they lose 24-21. First time that Shanahan has won a game entering the fourth quarter trailing by 7 points. 49ers go to the NFC Championship game. Packers go home.
That's another one. They kicked a field goal on the first play of the fourth down, so they're trailing by 4 points.
Yeah.
They really weren't. I mean, I guess, but you just have to put that in. So what if they kick it before they kick it on the last play of the third quarter? I mean, it was basically, but the stat is correct. He's 0 for 30, and I don't know what the other teams are, but.
I don't know if the 49ers, I think the 49ers in the games they lost were trailing in every one of those games going to, like, the larger over point is typically Shanahan's not coming back in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
Hasn't happened. Whether it was 7 points, whether it was 4 points, it's not a great record.
Correct. And it was almost, to me, but when Michigan beating Alabama, the game was over. And they're down 7, and all of a sudden they go down and score.
Mm-hmm.
And, looking at there were really no third and longs in that drive for San Francisco, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 5. And 3rd and 1, but it's not like they had big plays. It was 7 yards, 2 yards, 5 yards, 10 yards. There were a couple longers.
They were really productive on first down to kind of keep them out of.
That's correct. 2nd and 3, 2nd and 5, 2nd and 2. They had only 1 2nd and 10, and that's when Purdy scrambled and got like 9 yards.
Yeah, and then they scored on the very
Whereas
next play.
the other drive, it took them three plays to go 75 yards.
I think it was
that
4.
was the Joe Barry. Yeah, that was the Joe Barry defense.
Because that was like 3rd and 5, hit Kittle after they didn't pass him off.
Those
and then
things
big run.
I said when you lose, you forget, but they made the stop. They, as you say, after the intercept, they held a field goal, and then they
not just a field. It was a long field goal,
very long field goal, and then they forced them to punt. He punted on the 40-yard line. And that's when the Packers got the ball at the 10.
Yep.
And then Aaron Jones has this incredible run. That was as explosive a run as I think I've ever seen it, where he continued to maneuver and try to get more yardage, and it's all forgotten. Could have been the difference in the game.
After that run, the NFC Championship game felt real.
Yes. Because I thought
they were going to win.
Score, and then they're up 10.
Yep.
And there's no way that
You're
San
up to,
Francisco could score quickly enough.
Because you're thinking in your head, like, okay, now they're down. In my head, if they punch it into the end zone there, instead of settle for a field goal that they ultimately missed, if you punch it into the end zone, like the way Brock Purdy was playing, okay, so he scores once. Who cares?
With 2 seconds left, they can't get down the field.
They can't. I mean, he's not pushing the ball down the field enough in 2 possessions,
right?
For them to win the game.
Things that this is the part I hate, because everybody will forget. But you mentioned Wilson. That play should be one that people remember, as you have certain plays in the Super Bowl, or Clay Matthews make that play, and it's with a guy. That's his moment forever.
Yep.
And then you have this incredible run by Aaron Jones. I think that was as good a run as I can ever remember him doing, and making people miss. And you thought for maybe he could run it in for a touchdown, but Jordan Love wasn't playing as well. He didn't have to.
Aaron Jones was there.
He was there, and then they had the long kickoff return, which was huge.
800-990-3776. Let's go back to that Boda Box wine line. We go to Scott in Delavan. Scott, you're up next. Green Bay Game Night with Homer and Game.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I'm just wondering, I don't understand what Matt's confidence in Carlson all year long is. The guy hit.
Well, Scott, I don't know if you heard the quote. I believe that came out of postgame was, every time Anders goes out there, Matt LaFleur was praying. So it would not appear there was much confidence anytime that Anders Carlson was going out there.
I think we can all agree on one thing. That is a quote that LaFleur would have been better off not to say.
Correct.
Because the first rule should be, for any coach, if you have a punter in which you're praying, when he does it, you need a kicker. You need another kicker, right? Don't we all?
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody say that?
Uh-huh.
Well,
I mean, if you have a guy that's been good for 20 years, you're not praying. You're like when Crosby had the bad year. You're just saying, I just want Mason to get back to being Mason. But I never got to. When I have to pray for Mason Crosby, that's the time to find another kicker. And I believe that LaFleur is going to live with that quote for a long time.
Well, and Homer, I mean, look, Crosby, missed 4 field goals in Detroit a few years ago, and they brought in guys.
It's like a decade ago
they
now,
didn't do
by the
that
way.
this year.
Yeah.
It feels like it was a lot sooner, but it was like a decade ago.
Right. Mason Crosby was only 50 then. 10 years ago. Yeah, they're going to bring people in. That doesn't mean diddly. It doesn't matter whether or not you have another kicker or not. He's going to get, I'm assuming, he's going to get a chance. He's going to have to screw up next year at some point for them to consider making a change.
Yeah, they'll bring in another kicker.
Right. But they used to do that all the time.
Oh, yeah, have 2 kickers in camp and do that whole thing. But you never know, because who would have thought at the beginning of this season that they'd have gotten rid of Pat O'Donnell? They did. They went with Daniel Whelan at punter.
Yes.
Granted, different position, but they brought in competition for Pat O'Donnell, and they ended up replacing him.
So, because the reality is, I don't know. I doubt that he's going to ever have a year as a kicker worse than this one in terms of missed kicks.
Carlson?
Yeah.
He could. I don't know.
He missed 11.
But he was a bad kicker in college, too.
He was inconsistent, yes. But I'm saying they're not going to give him 11 misses again.
No.
Unless he has 8 good years and then...
Correct. You need to build up goodwill.
Right.
And, I mean, he doesn't have any.
No.
800-990-3776. Adam in Milwaukee.
Can I just tell you one thing?
What's that?
Whenever I'm about to talk and you pray that it goes okay,
let you know.
Let me know.
Okay.
Because
I won't say it. I won't say it publicly.
But
I'll make sure to do it privately.
I think that'll be the new standard. It's a good thing because prayer is good. I'm very pro prayer.
Yeah. Yes, you are. Yeah.
But in this case,
not the greatest.
No, I can see people using as a coach. How do you know when it's time to move on anything? When you're praying, when that person is performing their duty.
How'd you know it was time to move on from Homer? Well, every time he opened the microphone, I said a prayer.
Can you imagine Bill Belichick? What was his line? You do your job? No, just pray when everybody else is doing theirs.
Adam in Milwaukee, you're up next. It's Green Bay Game Night with Homer and Gabe.
Gentlemen, I just want to say you're not wrong. A lot of people are calling in and saying it was a good season, and it was. And
without a doubt.
It was a great season.
Without a doubt. I don't know about you, Adam. Adam, I don't know about you. I guess as we're now an hour 15, hour 25 into Green Bay Game Night, it's disappointing, but I guess more than anything, the feeling that I'm feeling is sadness that this is over. Because this was a fun team.
It is.
And I think that's what's starting to settle in. It's just sadness that it's over and the realization to know it could have gone at least one more week.
It is. So I'll tell you, let's rewind, go back to, I'm 39 years old. So my first Packer game my dad brought me to was the Minnesota Vikings, Brett Favre's first season as a starter. And he was really happy at the end of the game, even though they lost. I think it was week 2 maybe at home. And I saw all those glory years with Favre and Rodgers. And coming into this Jordan Love season, I was very apprehensive. And so many of those questions were answered, not only by the quarterback standpoint, but the head coach, the wide receiver group, the mentality, the team play that they've displayed this entire season. And then to go into Dallas last weekend, and we can't hang our hats on that forever, but then to go into San Francisco in the rain and just mud it out with those guys, punch them in the mouth, and we kept going, and we just didn't have enough, and that's fine. But there is something to be said at that 30,000-foot view. When you look down on this season, it was incredible.
Yeah. It was an unbelievable ride from November on. It sucked in October.
Yeah, it's hard to believe they could be that bad and then be this good.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I don't know if we'll see it again from a Packer team. To be that bad, only to turn around and be this good.
Being so young, there's no way you could have a group of veteran players or people are hurt or whatever. But you have no reason to believe they were going to get better.
I've seen the Packers be that bad. Back in 2005 when they went 4-12. I've seen the Packers be that bad.
And
they were in October.
That bad all year.
Yeah, and I've seen teams be good. I've never seen it both in the same season for that extended period of time.
With young players, and I want to emphasize, there's a reason teams don't play young players. There's a reason nobody has a young team like the Packers, because generally they stink.
It's hard, yes.
When you play bad, it gets worse. Mm-hmm. And you have those moments where you can say, yeah, but this was better, and they go, yeah, but they stunk. And that's the hardest part. They were being talked about as an incredible young team. And it would have grown exponentially before next week had they won.
Injury report brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Really the only injury that a player did not return from. I would guess it was indeed a concussion. Don't know if that's really ever going to be confirmed since the season's really over now, but Zach Tom was being evaluated for a concussion, never came back. Josh Nijman held up well, though, when he played right tackle tonight for the Packers. Postgame injury report brought to you by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com today for more info. Back to your phone calls, and there are plenty of them out there. So just be patient with us. We're going to try to get to everybody here tonight on Green Bay Game Night.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Watch your team compete on big screens in Team McSee's Sports Bar or the Sports Illustrated Sportsbook Room. Yes, you can bet the spread, parlays, futures, and more with Sports Illustrated Sportsbook at Island Resort and Casino. Your place to bet on sports. To book a game-time getaway at the Island, call 800-682-6040 today.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
Tito's handmade vodka is so good and smooth, you can mix it with anything. Now, hear us out. If your usual brunch cocktail sounds like a Tito's Bloody Mary stacked with garnishes is more like Tito's. Sounds pretty good. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
Hi everyone, John Miller here from PDS, a Converge company. PDS has been providing technology solutions and transforming IT for area companies for over 30 years. Today, we are helping organizations integrate digital workplace strategies that are giving today's worker the true ability to work from anywhere as they balance work and life both securely and productively. And as HP's largest partner in the area, our combined solutions have never been more important. If you're struggling with this, know we stand ready to help. From ideation to transformation, we can help you evolve your work from anywhere strategy. Learn more at pdsit.net.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For some children, a single surgery can turn an untreated cleft into a smile for life. But at Smile Train, we understand that most children need a little extra care through long-term solutions that create lifelong smiles. They need nourishment to ensure they grow healthy and strong. They need a confident voice so they can express themselves clearly. They need emotional support and counseling to help them navigate the challenges of school and home life. And they need orthodontic and dental care to make sure their smiles light up the room as brightly as possible. Visit smiletrain.org to learn how Smile Train is supporting the cleft community with lifelong smiles. Smile Train, changing the world one smile at a time.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid
knows it's dangerous.
5.4 million American kids vape, and most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. That's talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
A loss in San Francisco ends the season for the Green and Gold. React to the loss all night. You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Play broke down, was scrambling right, saw Christian over the middle, and, tried to force one into him. Thought I could make the play. Didn't see the backside, so, they made a great play.
Let me tell you something, and we have said this on the show. You may have said it. You don't ever throw the ball into a crowd with Christian. Because Watson can't help you. He doesn't. That's not a strength of his, right? Somebody else, it's still not wise, but I might give it a chance. If I'm throwing toward him, not in a million years. Right, and that's been immense. That's been addressed on this show.
It has been.
He's shown a couple other situations where he's shown that ability, but in general,
50-50 ball's more like 20-80.
Yes, and he's gotten better at 20. It used to be 5.95.
Oh yeah, he made a couple plays to
And that's okay, Jordan. But it's first down.
Yeah.
What were you? Well, he just said what he was thinking.
Yeah, he just explained that. He just answered that question for you.
But he couldn't have thought he had a great chance to complete it. All right, if it's third down or fourth down, then you accept that. Yeah, you get it.
Mm-hmm.
But as smart as he plays, Jason will ask him.
800-990-3776. Sugar Free's up next. You're on Green Bay Game Night. Home earned game.
Yeah, very disappointing. Like Gabe said early in the campaign here, just so my gut hurts. I mean, I did win plus 10. I mean, anyone that did not take that bet and make a lot of money. That's the only good thing that came out of it. I'll tell you another play that really just is like the line, the front, like Clark, like Gabe said, he played a tremendous game, but they just could not get to Purdy. And the play where they drove down to kick the field goal is that play that they threw the ball to Jennings. Everybody knows that play between like three Packers, and he caught that ball. It was so disgusting.
Well, it just dropped in. I think it was Keyshawn. Keyshawn almost got a finger on it. Then Johnson came in and put on a really good hard hit where he threw his shoulder into his back. So not only did it just barely drop in over Keyshawn, then you also held onto the ball through a pretty tough hit. It was, that was a tough one.
Yeah, and I just.
At what point were you the most confident in the Packers winning the game?
21-14.
Okay.
When they went 21-14.
And got the 2-point conversion so easily.
Yeah. I'm in Florida right now, watching in a lobby with a whole ton of kids from Shorewood band. Just an amazing atmosphere. And there was a couple 49ers fans that just before that they went down and scored. And when we came down and scored that 21, those kids just gave it to the couple 49ers in the lobby of the hotel. And it was, it's just, I hate the 49ers. And every time I've called in here, I hate the 49ers more than the Bears, more than the Vikings. I know that's hard to believe, but just hate it. And obviously, five playoff losses in a row. I mean, that helps things out there. I don't know. I don't know what to say more than that. I don't even want to think about next year right now. I'm just gonna kind of just feel these rest of these callers and
tuba for a little bit if they got. Tuba's always calmed me down.
Yeah. So you always found tuba was a very soothing instrument for you?
Oh, yeah.
I used to play the tuba. I was a tuba player.
That's
high
hard.
school. Yeah.
It isn't?
No.
You don't have to have stronger lungs? Or
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I never played anything else, so I guess I don't.
Well, no.
I have no idea.
People don't play the tuba then just because it's heavier and more difficult to carry?
I mean, it's just kind of sitting on your lap,
Okay. I don't know.
Marching band, you get like that sousaphone, just kind of rests on your shoulder. It's fine.
I've never run across anybody that really wanted to. What are you going to do? I'm just thinking tuba. I don't know how you end up tuba, but people play the trombone or something.
Also, that was the thing. I'd because you went through some sort of testing in middle school or whatever.
Oh, really?
I was supposed to do trombone, but they needed someone. I mean, trombone and tuba are pretty close, and because it's a brass instrument. The mouthpiece is a little bit bigger for the tuba. But I was supposed to play trombone, and then they were like, "Well, we need a tuba player who wants to play tuba." I'm like, I'll do it.
Right.
Played tuba for
I'm pretty sure
7
there were
years.
a lot of hands going on.
Anyway, that's your tuba history lesson with Gabe Neitzel. Yeah, there you go. Ryan in Oregon is up next. Ryan, you are on Green Bay Game Night.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Misery enjoys company.
We got plenty of that tonight for you, Ryan.
Yeah, there's 3 plays that I saw, 2 in the first half. Darnell Savage dropped an interception that hit him in the middle of the 2 and the 6. If you're on the road, you got to make that play. They were up 3-0 at the time. And then that terrible spot on the Love shove that they didn't get. LaFleur didn't challenge it because he probably would have lost anyways, but it looked like they got him. And then the last, obviously, being that field goal. You, Dave, mentioned, above 40 yards, his percentage, but during the season, he was actually 4 for 8.
Well, so
40 to 49.
So between 40 and 49, he was 4 for 8. I was saying 40 and above. So taking that 40 for 49, adding with the 50. So then that's what got us to the 7 for 13.
Yep, that's correct. And so, oh my God, he needs to walk home from that game.
I think we're here.
Maybe
I think we just heard Ryan get physically ill on the air.
Yeah, we need to create the Joe Barry Award if he's not back. When something does somebody so badly, but he has taken any discussion away from the defense.
You mentioned his name. Let's quickly have the conversation. I have no idea if he's back or not. I guess we can ask Jason.
I don't either. I don't.
But if we get the Joe Barry that we saw for the 2 playoff games and the end of the regular season, like the last 3 games, if that's the Joe Barry we get,
right,
I don't mind Joe Barry coming back.
I don't think anybody does. There was only one drive this year or today that was a Joe Barry drive.
Well, but even then,
no,
the throw to Ayuk. I mean, there were obviously a couple big plays. But we just went over it.
Well, I just had the run where McCaffrey was.
Oh yeah, where they scored in 4 plays.
Correct. That drive.
Yes, but I mean that last drive. I mean, you heard Sugar Free bring it up. The one that dropped in just over Nixon, and then Johnson throws the big hit. There was a pass to Ayuk where I don't know how you could ask for any better coverage.
Yeah, on 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
Biggest play, the toughest play of the
a sliding catch. A hand is in there somehow. Ayuk holds onto it, and there's. Yeah, I had 0 qualms with the defense tonight, and even
I don't know.
And even if you say, well, yeah, but they should have had the pick 6. That's not on Barry. Barry can't go out there and intercept it for Darnell Savage.
Maybe you do it with Chewy, but it's just I need you, and I think I'm part of a group to be able to say what he did differently. To look at situations to appropriately judge him, because I think most of us, we need the junior high version.
Yeah.
Okay. To me, it's they didn't give up points. They gave up field goals instead of touchdowns in situations, which is always a plus. And they didn't have anything historically pathetic. But that's not the standard alone. So people need an education about Joe Barry to be able to defend him as to what's going on now, like it can continue, versus this can't continue. They just
seems like a good project if he comes back. If he doesn't come back, then you don't have to really worry about it.
Correct.
It doesn't matter.
His contract is up.
Yep.
So
and look, they made a run to the NFC Championship game, and granted, it was a coach that he inherited because he was told that Mike Pettin would be staying.
Correct.
But after the NFC Championship game in 2020, they let go of Pettin.
Generally, I think with LaFleur, you assume if someone might get fired, or not get fired, but might not come back, he probably does. But, he's got to have somebody else. But yes, did Joe Barry do enough to consider him coming back? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, to consider it, absolutely. Whether or not he comes back, who knows? We'll continue to take your calls on that Box Wine Line. Jason Wilde going to be joining us in a half hour as well on Green Bay Game Night.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Check out our brand new Hyundai dealership, one of the largest in the Midwest.
Step inside of our state-of-the-art showroom where you can view our new Hyundai models and some of our finest certified pre-owned.
We've also expanded our service center, staffed by our factory-certified technicians.
And right next door, we've started construction on our all-new Genesis of Waukesha dealership.
But we're not just building walls, we're building careers.
So if you're looking for a career with great benefits and opportunity for growth, Boucher is the place for you.
At Boucher, we ride with you every mile.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Injuries happen, but you don't have to play in pain or stay on the sidelines. Whether it's your kids dealing with a sports injury, college athletes, or the rest of us weekend warriors, the experts at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin will quickly diagnose your problem, lay out a treatment plan that works for you, and get you back in the game. They fixed my knee. My mother-in-law is back on the dance floor with a new hip. These are the experts you can trust. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Hey, this is Gary Ellison for my good friends at the Jewelry Center. It's the only place I go when I'm looking to get some new jewelry. Dean and his team are always friendly and know just what I'm searching for when I stop by. I may not always know what type of jewelry I want, but the professionals there sure do. Plus, if I need repairs on watches or other jewelry, the Jewelry Center does that too. Find the Jewelry Center in Burlington, Brookfield, and Greenfield, or shop their entire collection online, including their popular Lightbox lab-grown diamonds at shoptjc.com.
What's better than free? How about play free all year? This January at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you can win over $2,000 in reward play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games to earn prize drawing entries. Then stop by each Thursday night in January to see if you're a winner. $400,000 in prizes is up for grabs. Over 40 winners each week. Yeah, free is for me. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
At We Energies, we're committed to building a bright, sustainable energy future. We're investing in clean energy projects like solar, wind, and battery storage. As a leader in the decarbonization effort, our goal is to achieve net zero carbon emissions from our generation fleet by 2050. It's part of our plan to provide the affordable, reliable, and clean energy you depend on. Learn more at weenergies.com. We Energies. People you can trust, energy you can depend on. This message was paid for by the stockholders of WEC Energy Group.
Drill into deals on top power tool brands at Fleet Farm. We're the top destination for Milwaukee tools with our selection of over 250 power tool options and even more accessories and attachments. And this week, get a Milwaukee 5-tool combo kit for just $219.99. Buy a 2-pack of M18 red lithium batteries and get a free M18 cordless portable tire inflator. Save on powerful tools for your everyday jobs from brands you trust at Fleet Farm.
Hey, this is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. One of the best decisions I made recently was getting an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. They're a local business that's been around for 2 decades, based right in Appleton and Waukesha. Good Health Saunas are easy to install, cost as little as 25 cents a day, and include a true lifetime warranty. Even firefighters all across the country trust Good Health Saunas for sweating smoke out of their skin after fighting fire. Learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com. That's goodhealthsaunas.com.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
The Green and Gold are out after a playoff loss in San Francisco. Join the conversation here. This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think if we had the answer, we would have fixed it, right? So certainly just got to work on the consistency. We've seen him do it. We know what he's capable, but you got to be consistent in order to last in this league.
Matt LaFleur, after his team falls 24-21 to the San Francisco Giants in Santa Clara. They were up 21-14 going into the fourth quarter.
And feeling really good. Not only that, but they went for 2.
Oh, yeah.
That surprised me a little bit. I don't know what I just thought. I always think it's too early just with that much time. But, and they made him look stupid.
Oh, I think he knew he wanted to go for 2 there because he set it up with the touchdown.
I agree.
He set up with the touchdown. He goes, "Oh, I got that. Oh, we got him now."
Yeah, I agree.
I'm taking the free point here
that
because it's a free point.
Yeah, and it was. But yes, there's no doubt because it couldn't have worked out that well unless he had a belief that could happen.
800-990-3776. That's the number for the Boda Box Wine Line. That's the number to join the conversation here on Green Bay Game Night. We go out to Paul and Cameron. Paul, you're up next with Homer and Gabe.
Hey, good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Wildy victory tour. I think there was nobody pressing harder for Mason Crosby to stay on the team.
Yes, that is correct.
He predicted that they would be a loss or two.
I believe that will be the first thing he brings up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
And I don't have, do you have an answer for him? I don't have an answer for him. Nobody has an answer for him.
Well, again, it goes back to Brian Gutekunst didn't think this team was going to be this good. If Brian Gutekunst at the beginning of the year thought they'd be playing in the divisional round and were a good kicker away, they don't draft Anders Carlson. They probably keep Mason.
Yep.
But this was a full reboot. Like, he didn't think the team was going to be this good because teams that are this young aren't supposed to be this good. And they figured it out down the stretch.
He could have put him on an IR.
Could have. Or, I mean, you could have made him inactive, could have signed a kicker to the practice squad. I mean, that's what they did because they were unsure with Daniel Whelan. So they signed Pat O'Donnell, who's their punter last year, to the practice squad just in case. And obviously did not need Pat at that point. 800-990-3776. Up next, it's Larry in California. Larry, you're on Green Bay Game Night.
Hey, guys, Gabe and Homer. I just want to say from now on, I am not making predictions in August or July, whatever you want to call it, as to who's going to win what game. And during
Why
the season.
not?
I'm not going to do that because it's no fun. Because, not
You
for
had
me.
a
You guys
bad
can
year.
do it.
It happens. We won.
Well, but you know what?
You were 4-win Larry, right? This year.
Right, exactly.
All right,
but
so
I was
now,
happy
hold
that
on. These guys do this. I mean, when people talk about missing judgment of talent, I go, the GMs go through this all the time. It's hard. And so you had a bad year. We'll see how you do next year. You have 2 or 3 bad years, then you should quit.
Yeah.
But nobody.
I'm hoping Detroit.
How many times were everybody wrong this year?
Oh, we were all wrong multiple times.
Yes.
Well, I did say Detroit was going to win the division, so I guess I could say I was right about that.
Yes, you can.
But, now I'm hoping Detroit wins tomorrow and then beats San Francisco because I love the NFC North and I'm a follower of the NFC North, so that's who I'm rooting for now.
I don't. Are you part of that?
There's one.
I don't give a hoot.
The Lions winning doesn't do anything. Doesn't make the Packers better.
No.
Honestly, I don't care who wins. I don't care who wins from here on out.
Right.
That doesn't mean I'm not going to be watching.
I'd like Buffalo to win.
I'm entertained by Baltimore and Lamar.
Yes.
Buffalo, Kansas City should be a fantastic game tomorrow. I'm going to watch that. I don't really care who wins. Especially, I don't care if Detroit wins or loses tomorrow.
You don't care like you feel right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't care. I just never understood
Detroit's impressive what Campbell's done.
Yeah.
It's just made the Packers' life harder. But I think that that's the next question to start. Who are you picking to win the division next year? You going to pick Detroit or you going to pick Green Bay?
Hard to say right now.
Yeah, I'll pick the Packers.
Because, we'll see what they do. Because they're going to have some holes defensively that they have to fill, figure out what they're doing in safety. And
right. By the way, I have a tweet
things.
that says that when are you going to talk about Darnell Savage, Savage costing the team 21 points single-handedly? Well, the pick 6, 7, but anything?
Sure.
Maybe I missed.
He missed the tackle on the McCaffrey touchdown run.
Yeah.
But, I'm not putting that all on him.
No,
guys got blocked, and there was a pretty wide gap there.
There's a person who seemed to play better than everybody thought he was.
I have no idea what they're doing with him. No idea.
I think,
because seriously, we went from, oh crap, I guess we have to play him because we gave him the guaranteed money
extra
with the 5th-year option. Yes. But if he comes back on like a 1-year prove-it deal, I wouldn't be that shocked.
Yeah.
And if they just let him walk, wouldn't be that shocked.
Because we don't know, and I'm assuming the defensive coordinator has some say, or maybe not. Does Goody just put the players out there and the defensive coordinator takes whatever's there? Who's deciding?
That's up to Goody.
They'll draft a...
Yeah, they'll have some safeties in the upcoming class. They just need that.
So 21 seemed excessive to me, but I thought maybe I was missing something.
Trying to think. Oh, and I guess he got beat. He got beat for the touchdown to Kittle.
Okay.
But again, he was kind of sitting on the route thinking that because the Packers brought 6, kind of thinking, oh, with 6, that ball's going to be out quicker, and then he just didn't run with him. Eric and Alloway. Eric, you're up next. It's Green Bay Game Night with Homer and Gabe.
Hey, guys. I know we're all focused on Anders Carlson, but I think we all knew he was going to miss a kicker, too. So to me, this game was lost in that first quarter or first half when we did not get into the end zone and settled for 6 instead of 14. Curious to know your thoughts on that. And then do you think that the Packers actually decide next year to rest Aaron Jones a whole lot more at the beginning of the season after what he did at the end of the season here to just be extraordinarily productive? And then another question, are you okay with getting rid of Christian Watson? Love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for taking the call. Bye.
All right, so a lot of things there. No, not okay with getting rid of Christian Watson.
I'm with you on that.
Is he frustrating? Absolutely. But he's got 2 years left and he's a really cheap player. Like, they're going to work on his hamstring issues. That speed is a difference maker.
And he showed us the ability to get better at doing routes or not just be, as people said, Corey Bradford, where you're just running a 50-yard dash. Mm-hmm. He showed the ability to make other plays throughout the season.
You got him on a cheap contract. He's a second-round pick for 2 more years. I'm giving him both of those years. Now, at the end of that, if you let him walk, you let him walk. But I'm giving him every opportunity in those 2 years.
And part of letting him walk would be based also on the talent that you have at the position, which clearly they have.
Correct.
They don't have to put up with or accept anything.
The Aaron Jones thing is interesting because I think him being fresh at this point in the season was a big reason why he went 5 straight games with over 100 yards on the ground. But also you need him during the regular season. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle the Aaron Jones. I fully expect him to be back.
1-year deal?
Well, yeah, they'll just restructure whatever he's got right now and take that down. Probably, I think they can do about $10 million, where right now his cap hit is like 18. They'll figure it out. No doubt about that.
Because I think he wants to come back.
Absolutely.
He wants to play here.
I think he does. I think he wants to play here.
He'll take a little less to stay here.
Yeah, and I think he's got more value here than anyone else. And I think if the Packers outright just got rid of him, just cut him, and ate whatever the salary cap number is, the dead cap money, I don't think he's getting whatever the Packers are going to pay with $10 million.
And I just think you might be able to find some other team impressed by what he did so much.
Yeah, but you're a 29, 30-year-old running back. You're not cashing in.
Correct.
You're not signing some big 4-year, big money deal. It just
doesn't matter who you are.
Correct. You're going to see that with Derrick Henry this year, too.
I thought they would move on because the belief is that there are just a ton of running backs out there. You can draft a couple, and you don't even have to draft them early on. And then you go and see who plays, and you just feel. But he's I'll defer to Jason on this, but he seems to be a good leader. He's been very positive about
huge
Jordan
video
Love.
last week of Jaden Reed telling him that he's a guy that he wants to play with and play for.
Right.
So seems to be appreciated by the guys as well.
So I expect him to be back.
There is still time to make a holiday gift donation to the Salvation Army. Donations go directly to those in need in your community and help with everyday essentials like food, hydration, clothing, and shelter. Visit samilwaukee.org to make your donation today. Back to your phone calls coming up next on Green Bay Game Night.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Cousin Subs is here to rescue you from the winter blues with the hero of all Euros. Their mouthwatering Euro is back and features Euro meat, Wisconsin feta cheese, fresh cucumbers, onions, tomatoes, and Greek yogurt tzatziki sauce on their freshly baked Italian bread. So warm up your taste buds today and enjoy a Euro done better the Cousin Subs way. Order online at cousinsubs.com for pickup or delivery. Available for a limited time only. Cousin Subs, they believe in better.
Drill into deals on top power tool brands at Fleet Farm. We're the top destination for Milwaukee tools with our selection of over 250 power tool options and even more accessories and attachments. And this week, get a Milwaukee 5-tool combo kit for just $219.99. Buy a 2-pack of M18 red lithium batteries and get a free M18 cordless portable tire inflator. Save on powerful tools for your everyday jobs from brands you trust at Fleet Farm.
Ready to conquer the Midwest's premier winter playground? Then start planning a visit to Granite Peak. With over 200 acres of skiable terrain, Granite Peak has something for everyone, from beginners to seasoned pros, park skiers to mogul fanatics, and everything in between. Soar to new heights on their state-of-the-art chairlifts and warm up in the cozy historic chalet with roaring fireplaces and stunning views. A legendary winter adventure begins at Granite Peak. Don't miss out. Visit skigranitepeak.com to book your winter vacation now and for more information. Granite Peak. Legendary winters, legendary fun.
Okay, if you love playing fantasy sports, do what I do and take the sports action to the next level with PrizePicks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Mark Tauscher here, and right now I am in sports heaven. With the football playoffs in full swing and basketball season really heating up, there is no better way to turn all the big games into 100 times your money with PrizePicks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It is that easy. You can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. I love the easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and a huge selection of players and stat options. And check this out. PrizePicks is the only daily fantasy platform with injury insurance to keep you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Over 7 million sports fans have already signed up, and I'm one of them. So join me and watch your favorite players and get paid doing it. Right now, PrizePicks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the PrizePicks app and use the promo code WI. That's code WI on PrizePicks for a first deposit match of up to $100. PrizePicks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Hey, it's Jason Wilding for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games and Lambeau Snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
Protect your dream home with American Family Insurance. And you can weather any storm. You'll also save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote. Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Big trucks can cause big damage. Injuries can be severe and may require a lifetime of care and compensation. Call Gruber Law Offices today. We can help you from the safety and comfort of your own home. Our virtual sign-up process is quick and easy. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's season over for Jordan Love and the green and gold in the playoffs. The reaction continues on all night long. It's Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
I think it was early on. We obviously didn't do a good enough job in the red zone, didn't come up away with enough points down there. We started getting going a little bit later in the second half, things like that. But, it was a little too late. Obviously the turnovers, that's a huge part of the game. There's a lot of little things you can look at, point at. But I think, not scoring enough points in the red zone, it's going to be tough to, win a game going against a good offense when you're not putting up enough points like that.
24-21, Packers fall in San Francisco. Homer and Gabe with you. Jason Wilde going to be joining us shortly as well to give his reaction.
I don't understand that. Maybe they're just things you're supposed to say. That if I'm him, there's only one thing I'm talking about. All this other stuff is secondary. Game's on the line. All we need is a field goal. There are turnovers, and then there are turnovers.
Yeah.
And the first one, you had that, but that, when they say you have things to learn, you got to read all this other stuff. Yeah, we got one thing to learn.
what you should be bothered by about that game. Because if you haven't learned that from this game by your comments after the game, then what's the point of it?
Yeah.
All turnovers are not the same.
Correct. That's first down.
That's not as good. If you're praying when your a worker does stuff, you should get rid of have the worker do something else. Which is, I haven't heard the quote yet.
Either have I. I've just seen it.
I don't. Well, but Rinaldi is the one who said it was part of their conversation.
Yeah.
Or
so there might not be audio because it was just from Rinaldi.
Yeah, because I would be really mad.
Yeah,
if I was LaFleur, because if I'd say that, I would say it, off the record.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not overstating how bad that makes him look.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, because you're...
And then they said it's his 5th straight game with a missed kick and 10th in the last 12.
It's a lot of missed kicks.
Yes, and you have to understand, you don't, unless you start to study this, how great the kickers are now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, you saw it with San Francisco's kicker.
Yeah.
I mean, Moody missed the one because he was blocked, but he drilled the 52-yarder. Saw it from Justin Tucker today.
Field goal percentage, not extra point. Field goal percentage, 26th. His extra points, 32nd.
Woof. It's bad. This is all around bad.
Yes.
Nothing good. Nothing redeeming there.
Right. Joe Barry did way better.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
He was 10th in points given up.
Yeah, no, it's not particularly close.
26th and 32nd.
800-990-3776. Mike in California, you're up next. And Mike was at the game. Mike, welcome in to Green Bay Game Night.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Just 3 super quick points, 2 that have already been said, but couldn't agree with Tausch's opening statements. I just feel gutted. I don't know why. I know the Niners are a better team, but you just, those kids tonight just put everything on the line. They didn't think and they put it all on the line. So you got to just tip your hat, all the mistakes, whatever else, but they laid it all on the line tonight. I think, as other callers said tonight, we lost by not getting to Purdy that extra half second, that extra second. I think that absolutely crushed us tonight. Just getting 1 or 2 more sacks on those second downs, the 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, or even those third downs, just getting 1 more sack, I think would have been a differentiator tonight. And then I'm just kind of curious. We're obviously all.
Oh, I think we just lost Mike there before he could get his last question in, which is a bummer. I wanted to answer his question. Let's go to Alex in Brookfield. Alex, you're up next on Green Bay Game Night. Homer and Gabe.
Hey there, guys. Thanks for taking my call. A couple quick points. Devondre Campbell, he just looks super slow out there. Mm-hmm. But I know, Gabe, you mentioned earlier, Kenny Clark, he looked like a man possessed tonight. I mean, he was getting to guys horizontally quicker than even the defensive backs were. Third thing, I think we need safety help between Savage and the plays he missed. It was a tough go for them out there. But I think, for me, everybody's saying, they're gutted, they're, feeling disappointed. For me, how I approach this game, it felt like, Prize Picks, you do that 6-player wager, you already got 5 of them, and you just miss a play to get that 6-banger. It's you already won. The house money aspect is huge. Yeah, you didn't go all the way, but, I mean, it's still a good feeling here. But, just knowing our rivalry with the 49ers the last couple years, going back to the last time we played them in the divisional, you're just waiting for that moment to feel like what's different. And if you guys remember last time we played them at the half, we had our own field goal blocked. Mason Crosby's field goal got blocked. And just to see that happen for us on our side this time around, that's where I really thought that we were going to have the tides turn for us here, and then for Joel Barry to keep the Niners from doubling up at the halftime. The possession beforehand with the blocked field goal, and then to hold them to a punt afterwards, I thought was huge. And that just leads me to the question I know you guys touched on before, but did Joel Barry save his job? Is there such a thing for coordinators as being clutch in the playoffs. Maybe he's just not a regular season coach. Is he a playoff coach?
That's a great line. Because if you're so bad in the regular season, you probably don't get to the playoff very often. No, I don't.
I have no idea. I don't know if Joe Barry saved the job or not.
I only have two thoughts. One, and I think Matt LaFleur's smart enough that he shouldn't give a hoot what the fans think. And two, Joe Barry's done enough, given the guy who hired him, to keep his job, to get an extension of a year or whatever. But that's going to depend on Matt LaFleur. He's not required. He doesn't have to fire him. He can just move in another direction. He'd have to sign him to a new contract. And would that be a 1-year deal or to be more than one? There are a lot of options there. But yes, no one can argue that he did enough to justify being considered to come back. Way more so than the kicker.
Yeah.
If you want to get on LaFleur about who he should get rid of, they're not even close.
Yeah. 800-990-3776. Let's quickly go to Sean in Sun Prairie. Sean's been waiting for a while. Sean, you're up next on Green Bay Game Night.
Hey, guys. Just real quick, where was Rashawn Gary tonight? Secondly, do you think A.J. Dillon is back next year? And third, what about Jair? Fantastic season, disappointing end, but, that's the way it goes sometimes. And as Homer likes to say, when Joe Barry's bad, he's really bad. But, tonight, when San Francisco was bad, they were good enough to win the game, and tip your hat to them. And it's disappointing end to our season, but it is what it is. And I'll take your answers offline.
I don't know all the stats about it, but yeah, Rashawn Gary hasn't had many sacks the last 7 games.
Well, no, so I believe he had 3 on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Then he had a half sack against Kansas City, nothing.
Yeah.
He had a pressure tonight. I felt he was around the quarterback tonight, but ultimately you're paying him like an A player. He's got to perform like an A player. He has to get to double-digit sacks next year. Has to. It's got to be a thing for him.
And he has to do better at being pushed outside to where they run underneath him.
Correct.
And I don't know how.
And I thought he did a better job against the run tonight.
Right.
I do not believe A.J. Dillon is back next year. My guess is they draft a running back, and that's going to be the running back in waiting behind Aaron Jones. Because I think Aaron Jones comes back. I think they then grab another rookie to pair with them. And Emmanuel Wilson, it seems like they're high on. They were putting him in some key spots the last couple of weeks. So I think they grow the running back room there. And, of course, Jair Alexander is back. He's played well enough the last couple of weeks, and he would have had to really screw up again not to be on the team.
There's only one way he doesn't come back is if he doesn't want to come back.
Correct, and that doesn't seem to be the case.
I would agree. Yeah.
Jason Wilde joins us to kick off Hour 3 of Green Bay Game Night.
How soon will he bring up the kicker?
That's in 2 minutes.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hi, everyone. John Miller here from PDS, a converged company. PDS has been providing technology solutions and transforming IT for area companies for over 30 years. Today, we are helping organizations integrate digital workplace strategies that are giving today's worker the true ability to work from anywhere as they balance work and life both securely and productively. And as HP's largest partner in the area, our combined solutions have never been more important. If you're struggling with this, know we stand ready to help. From ideation to transformation, we can help you evolve your work from anywhere strategy. Learn more at pdsit.net.
Even when the weather outside is frightful, your energy bill could be much more delightful. Hi, I'm Gina Della from Pella. Replacing drafty windows and doors can dramatically lower your energy costs. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offers some of the most energy efficient windows in the industry, designed to keep the cold outside where it belongs. You'll help kick the January blues when you choose to book by the 31st for 0% interest up to 36 months. You heard that right. No interest for up to 36 months if you book by January 31st. Paula's premium wood windows and patio doors feature distinguished craftsmanship and nearly endless possibilities with maximum design flexibility in dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, profiles, product types, and more. Hurry! To get the 0% interest up to 36 months, you have to book by January 31st. Visit PaulaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. You heard the final whistle. That means the postgame is ready to roll. This is Green Bay Game Night, powered by ESPN Wisconsin. Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Homer and Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, here's Gabe Neitzel.
Disappointing. I'm sad. 24-21, it's over. 49ers beat the Packers. San Francisco scores the final 10 points of the game to win 24-21. I'm Gabe Neitzel along with Steve the Homer True. One more hour left in Green Bay Game Night, which means there's only one more hour left in the Packers season before we turn the page. To help us break down what we saw, help us break down the season, it is time for our friend, our teammate. It's time for Jason Wilde. Good morning, Jason.
Hi, guys. What's the fan reaction been on phone lines in the aftermath of this defeat?
I think there's a lot of sadness, a lot of disappointment. But ultimately, I think there's still optimism for the Packers going forward, which at one point I believe was called loser talk by a caller earlier, which Tausch, of course, pushed back on. But yeah, I think ultimately optimism going forward, but I think there's a lot of people that also realize, man, you had a really good opportunity. You had an opportunity to do something special, and ultimately it was you
matched their toughness. You did what everybody thought was necessary to beat San Francisco.
Well, and a lot of it. So Jordan Love on the Packers' first 6 possessions, 15-22, 168, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Last 4 possessions, 6 for 12, 30 yards, 0 TDs, 2 picks.
Yeah.
Couldn't close it out. What did you see, Jason?
Well, so the girls are in a gymnastics meet. Maddie competed this evening, and Sid competes tomorrow. And so we're at a hotel in West Bend. And there's a group of 6 to 8 very drunk, very angry Packers fans down here in the lobby because I was writing, and girls are asleep, and Paula's asleep, and the dogs are asleep. So I'm working in here. And first of all, I had to move because I didn't want the F word to be heard too frequently on our airwaves and get in trouble with the FCC.
Sure.
But I'm listening to them, and I'm thinking, maybe I'm just not wired right. But I see this as you said, an incredible missed opportunity. You had the number 1 seed on the ropes. You had all kinds of opportunities, right? You had 3 red zone trips in the first half. You came away with 2 field goals and a third and fourth down failure, right? Mm-hmm. You had 2 interceptions slip through your fingers. You certainly had, Brock Purdy. I had been a Brock Purdy defender. That's a tough position to hold. This goes back to what. This is why Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay inquired about the availability of Aaron Rodgers following the 2020 season. Right? It's great to have a guy that can get you far in the regular season, but, most of the time, you probably need somebody special to win a title. And Mr. Irrelevant did not look very special tonight. Now, he did make a couple plays on that final drive, right? And they're playing without Deebo Samuel and all, whatever. But I understand the disappointment, and I'm not here to tell Packers fans how to feel. But how I would feel if I was them is disappointed at the missed opportunity because it was a huge opportunity. House money, not house money, however you want to look at it, fine. But they were in position to win the damn game. And the things that you had done such a good job of avoiding down the stretch of this magical season, Jordan Love making mistakes, the defense failing to get off the field in critical moments, those are the things that, and the one thing that had been consistent after making his first 17 kicks of the year, it seemed like every game Anders Carlson was missing a kick. And that's what happened again. And I'll be honest, I really like Rich Bisaccia, but he was kind of a dink about questions about Anders Carlson this week. And I don't know if that was him being nervous that with the money on the table that Anders wasn't going to be up to the challenge. He made the 2 29-yard field goals, but that 41-yard field goal, you can't. That's enormous. You can't miss that. But you also can't drop interceptions. You also can't go 0 for 3 in the red zone.
Yeah, but nobody could have predicted anything as well as that. He was 26th in the league in making field goals and 32nd.
He missed more kicks than anyone else.
Right, so if there ever was, I said, I actually thought you would bring this up much more because you pushed for Mason Crosby, so I'd analyzed you wrong.
Well, no, I don't think you did. I think it was never going to happen. They made it very clear that they were going to live with growing pains of all their young players, including Anders Carlson, and had they done something differently for this game, it would have undermined everything that they had said all year long. Now, I think Mason Crosby missed a kick late in the year, didn't he, for like the Giants or something?
52.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also different when you haven't really been kicking all year in games.
Right, exactly. And they didn't have to punt Pat O'Donnell tonight, who they signed to the practice squad earlier today or late yesterday. Look, my point that I was going to get to, and I was rambling, I'm sorry, but the fact of the matter is when when you look at the big picture of this season, I don't know, and again, I understand the disappointment in the immediate aftermath, but I would hope, whether you're the drunk folks in the lobby here or you're a sober Packers fan listening to this show, or you're someone who's going to call our show on Monday morning, whatever it might be, that you can appreciate what a magical season this was and still feel that disappointment. It's a different disappointment than the losses during the Rodgers era. Am I wrong to think that? Like, it's just...
No, I'll never get over the one where they had the punt blocked, and then it was Rodgers and Garoppolo both having a chance to drive, and Rodgers can't get a first down, and Garoppolo leads him to a field goal to win the game. That to me was 100 times worse than this. But I don't know if either of you, both of you agree or don't.
Yeah, I mean, that was worse. I think Tom Brady throwing... How many picks did he throw in that NFC Championship game? Like, he gave you every opportunity to beat him, and he didn't. Certainly there's Seattle and everything else. But to me, they were the better team for most of the night. And then the inexperience, which, again, Jordan Love did not look like an inexperienced quarterback, but he committed, and I heard him say it after the game, and I had written it in my running game story for the State Journal print edition. He had committed the mortal sin, and he said it too. He knows that you can't throw late across your body over the middle. Can't do it. That is one of the 3 commandments. No blind throws.
So why did he do it on first down?
Yeah, I don't know. Because he was trying to make, Brett Favre would say, I was trying to make a play.
No, but no.
Guy said I was trying to make a play.
I was really disappointed in his comments after the game where he talked about, you learn and all this stuff. No, you should have had and said right after that game, I cannot make that play, and everybody has to know that all interceptions are not the same. That was so incredibly stupid or below the standard that he had played.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
And that's
all.
That's what made, no, I agree, but that's also what had made this season so remarkable, right? Is that a guy who was in his first year as the starter avoided those types of mistakes during the second half of the season as if he was a 10-year vet. I mean, the dude threw 1 pick against the Giants over the last 9 games. 1. And he threw 2 in the second half tonight. Like, he managed to accelerate his development to such a degree that that's the kind of mistake that a first-year starter does make. And here we are, and rightfully so because of what he did to raise the bar, here we are sitting there going, I can't believe he made that throw. What a stupid throw. What is he doing? Right? But that's what young, inexperienced quarterbacks generally do. And he had played at such a high level that it's a shock to our system to see him make that throw because we thought, remarkably, incredibly, in his first year as a starter, he was beyond that type of mistake. I mean, he missed other throws tonight too, right? The other pick, he throws high and behind Tucker Kraft. He had some inaccurate moments. Now, I don't know if he would acknowledge this or not. I don't know if this is a factor or not, but we talked so much, and rightfully so, about how calm, cool, and collected and even-keeled and, poised and everything else as he was. I don't know. Maybe he did feel the moment tonight. Like what I expected to occur last week in his first playoff game, never did. He was frickin' great last week. But he missed some throws tonight that we're unaccustomed to seeing him miss. And then obviously he made, as we called it, the mortal sin at the end.
Yeah, because, it wasn't just the interception. It was, they had a 3-and-out.
6 of 12.
Well, yeah, 6 of 12. He missed Aaron Jones and threw behind him there on a third down. It was... Yeah. I think a combination of the rain and the moment, Jason, I think it all factored in.
But he also got incredible help. He got help on the kickoff return, and he got huge help on the long run by Aaron Jones.
Well, the Aaron Jones run is the first play of the missed field goal by Anders Carlson drive. So, yeah, it got them in position, but obviously the way it ended. I suppose they still have a chance to, if he makes the kick, Christian McCaffrey probably still scores the touchdown, and it's a tie game.
Yeah,
I just feel like, they were such a complimentary team last week where their defense played well, their offense was star-spangled awesome, and their special teams played well. And then tonight, all three of those phases had moments where they played well, right? Special teams, you get the kickoff return, you get Eric Wilson diving through the air to recover the fumble at the end of it. You had Colby Wooden blocking that field goal at the end of the half to keep it at 7-6. And then, Carlson did make his other kicks until obviously the most important one late. The defense, they owned most of the game. I know Kittle had the big touchdown and whatever, and it went back and forth in that third quarter, but this is one of the best offenses in the league. And I know they lost Samuel during the course of the game, but still, it was impressive what they did defensively until the game was there for the taking, and Joe Barry's group didn't get it done.
Yeah,
12 plays, 69 yards.
But even though the group didn't get it done, Jason, it wasn't a typical Joe Barry's group not getting it done. Maybe the touchdown run was, but Purdy threw a perfectly placed ball that barely got over the fingertips of Nixon, and then Johnson lays the big hit, and then the third down throw, to Ayuk, where he had to make the diving catch.
That was a great catch.
Those are two huge plays on that drive that you couldn't ask for better defense.
I thought the 17-yard completion to the dude that had
Conley.
3 catches all year.
Yep.
That was a Joe Barry type moment to me. And again, I'm not advocating for his firing or whatever. I'm just saying.
Sure. There were some of them, Jason, but it's not like it was on the touchdown drive they had in the third quarter. In the third,
are you defending Joe Barry right now?
Look, I thought the defense played well tonight.
No. Prior to that, he made them punt. They had to punt from the Green Bay 40.
Yeah.
And before that, after the interception, he held them to a field goal.
Well, If he does indeed get retained, and I have no idea what the timeline on any of this is going to be, Jason. If he does get retained, I may have to convince Chewy to do a deep dive with me because I have no idea what the difference is between what we saw, especially the last 2 weeks, probably 3, because they had a pretty good game plan against Justin Fields in Chicago. And what the hell happened against Carolina where they get 14 points in 6 minutes in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, well, they had been really good for most of that game, too. So that was incredible, that stretch where they gave up the back-to-back touchdowns. But it did look like they had figured something out, and then obviously they hadn't. So you're right. Again, I didn't mean that to trash him. My point is that, the game is on the line for the kicker, for the defense, and the starting quarterback. And all three, to varying degrees, failed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the season is over. But again, I don't know, my expectations for Anders Carlson, and to Homer's point from earlier, had been that a veteran kicker who's been in those situations is probably more equipped to handle that important kick. Now, maybe Anders doesn't think his inexperience had anything to do with it, and he just played the wind wrong. He said the operation was great, the hold and the snap were fine, the blocking was great. It was on me, and I appreciate him owning it.
Well, it was really close. It was it wasn't like he shanked it or something like that.
But he missed.
But
right.
he missed, yeah.
My point is that you could argue that all three things that occurred in this loss, Jordan Love throwing late across the middle an interception that ends the game for you, your rookie kicker missing a kick, a defense that was often criticized during the second half of the season. All three of those things were predictable because that's what's supposed to happen with Joe Barry's defense, a rookie kicker, and a first-year starter at quarterback. The reason why, the F-word-a-thon is going on in the other room is because they raised the expectations because they seem to be past all these things. The defense seemed to be past it. I'll say this about Anders Carlson. I still think this is an important stat, and he just never got another opportunity because of the interception by Love. But the bottom line is the dude never missed back-to-back kicks. And I remember seeing Mason Crosby during his difficult season miss like 5 of 6 kicks in Detroit, indoors. So he never, spiraled the way even great kickers like Mason Crosby did in a game. So
yeah, but I would emphasize that, Jason, kicking has changed, even in the time from back then to Crosby. Nobody misses anything anymore. The percentage of the kickers make.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why he's 26th. I mean, there's no, to put it in a way people can understand, his numbers are what Joe Barry's numbers were as defensive coordinator before he came to Green Bay. I mean, there's no way you can. He'll never kick this bad again because if he does, he won't be on the team. You can't kick that bad. I thought Matt LaFleur was, and I wasn't surprised by any of this, but Matt LaFleur was immediately dismissive at midweek when Bill Huber. Right. From Sports Illustrated asked about bringing in a veteran kicker. Bisaccia was pissed off when we asked him about Anders Carlson's inconsistency. And in the end, it was a huge factor in their season being over.
Right. Well, I mean, Matt LaFleur, I don't know if he let it slip or what happened. I don't know if you caught that during the telecast. But apparently Tom Rinaldi said that LaFleur told him that LaFleur's praying every time that Anders goes out there, and that's not a good look for anybody.
Yeah, I think that's the second time he's. I'll be curious to see if he becomes much more difficult for those production meetings because he was pretty ticked and I was actually the one who told him I didn't think it was a big deal at the time, but I was writing a story about Dontavion Wicks and how he had some Devontae Adams-esque qualities. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm not saying he's going to be Devontae Adams, but I mentioned to him that Buck and Aikman had said at the end of their production meeting that, Matt said to us, I don't want this to be the last thing we talk about, but when you watch him get off the line of scrimmage and you watch his feet, he's got some Devontae to him. And he was irritated that made it into the telecast. And then
this is 10 times worse. This is 100 times worse, 1,000 times worse.
I at least 100, maybe 575.
Very good. Thank
times
you.
worse. But the bottom line is he's going to be pissed when he hears that was on television.
Well, no, it's going to change things if anybody has the quote. What is the first thing you do as a coach? Well, if you ever have to pray for someone doing their job, get rid of the person.
Homer told me that if I ever have to pray every time he opens up a microphone, I have to let him know. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to do it publicly the way that Tom Rinaldi did tonight, but I'll do it privately for Homer.
Yeah. No,
I don't pray. I just cringe.
This is the kind of line that can stay with you forever. This is Sal Bando's Paul Mahler's just a DH. You kept the kicker. And you pray every time he has.
Well, he didn't keep. Hey, well, now wait a minute. Now, he didn't keep the kicker.
No, it's Goody.
Well, Goody and Bisaccia, right?
Well, is it Bisaccia? I mean, how much does Bisaccia have a say there? Well, I honestly don't know, Jason. I'm asking the question.
Yeah, I don't know that answer anymore either because I thought that he had more say, and then they cut Dallin Levitt for him. Losing his cool after the penalty early in a game that I believe they wound up winning, if I recall correctly. Mm-hmm. And he was their kind of leader on special teams, and so there's no way that Rich Bisaccia was okay with him being released. But that said, they drafted Carlson in part on Bisaccia's say-so. And I don't want to get, people will hear this, and I don't want to make this, Wilde's criticizing Goody, because on balance, everything that they accomplished this year is so star-spangled fantastic that Goody is immune from most criticism.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that, if Matt LaFleur's got a Coors Light on the table, and we're talking, I think he's more of a wine guy from what I understand, but if we're talking after the season, and I say, what would you have done going into that 49ers game? I'm guessing he would have said, I would have signed Mason Crosby. I did not want the game coming down to a rookie kicker. I mean, there are people that believe that you let young kickers go through their growing pains as someone else's kicker, and then once you get them, which is the case with Daniel Carlson, by the way.
Yeah, he's
right?
terrible with the Vikings.
He was terrible with the Vikings. Mike Zimmer got pissed, cut him, or they cut him as a team, but Mike Zimmer lost it after they lost that game at Lambeau, and he ends up having a great career with Oakland / Las Vegas, and continues to. So, again.
Well, no, you may be right. But the comment from LaFleur may be indirectly saying, I don't have any say, so I just pray for him.
Yeah, he doesn't. He does not.
He can't walk up and say, we need another kicker for the playoffs, or does he have what?
I don't personally believe he does.
Okay,
but again,
right.
I don't know that for certain. My point is that this is, you don't get to this. Now, I personally, and this is why I thought Bill Huber's question was so important, I personally would have at least explored the possibility.
Yep.
Just because of the level of pressure and again, maybe Anders didn't feel pressure. Maybe he just misplayed the wind. But I don't believe that was ever a consideration. And if Matt LaFleur wanted to do something different, we'll never know, because he's never in a million years going to say, yeah, I would have liked to have brought in Mason. He's just not going to do that. So it doesn't matter. What matters is, and my frustration, and hopefully in the next day or 2 days, people will look at it differently. But to me, this is an unmitigated successful season. Like, I remember when Tausch and I started doing the show in 2016. That was our first season. And Tony Cartagena was the producer. And they lost in the NFC Championship game. And Gabe, you know the facts I'm going to spew out here. Not only did they fall behind 27-0, but they had Ladarius Gunter trying to cover Julio Jones, who was one of, if not the best receiver in the game at the time. And they ended the game because of injuries with a defensive tackle, Gooch, as they called him, playing guard because they had injuries on their offensive line. And Tausch and Tony, because they had Aaron Rodgers and because they had lost the NFC Championship game 2 years earlier in Seattle, said the season was a failure. And I was like, they were 4-6 and they won 8 straight games to reach the NFC Championship game. I don't know how. It is not the ultimate success, but it was a successful season to rescue it from the brink of total disaster and be in the NFC Championship game. And we disagreed vehemently on that. I would hope that there is no one that considers themselves a Packers fan that cannot look at this season and say, yeah, it sucks that they lost, because they sure as hell had a chance to beat the 49ers on the road and be in the NFC Championship game next Sunday. But I would hope that there's not a Packers fan walking the earth that would say this season was a failure. Because if you do, in the words of Winston Moss to me when I was trying to ask him questions about Vince Spiegel, I can't help you.
Well, but I would add to that, it's a great season if it's indicative of what's ahead. If it's just a fluke, then...
Well, it's still a great season.
Yeah, I mean, I still think... Yeah,
if it doesn't lead to success is bigger than this, then...
The season was still successful. The season itself stands on its own.
The season based, yeah, exactly.
I guess beating Dallas, then, yeah. So you're 7th seed. You did something
nobody else has ever done.
Correct.
In a whole 3 years.
Hey.
I think this is the fourth.
This is the fourth year, Jason.
Yeah. There have been 8 teams.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're now 1-7.
Right. It's just like the comment about that Shanahan had never come back. He was 0 of 30, down by X number of points, 5.
Is it wrong of me to think that as soon as I saw that stat, I thought they were going to lose?
Well, no. I was scared after Jones had the long run that just please don't let it come down to a field goal. I just got it. You got to get it. Did that cross your mind at all?
It did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It didn't. Not after the run, but after when Anders Carlson trotted out on Domofsky and I sit in close proximity in the press box at home games and the occasional road games that I go to, and we always say when he or Mason Crosby or whoever would come out, make or miss, and if we had been sitting together tonight,
said miss.
I would have guessed miss. And
though there's probably a yardage where you would think make, like maybe if it had been inside 35 or 29.
I mean, he missed a lot of 33-yard extra points, but yeah, I expected him to make both the 29-yarders. Had it been a 31 instead of a 41-yard field goal, I would have expected him to make it. But yeah, 41, I was like, miss, and that's what happened.
Jason, we appreciate the time. Go get some sleep and enjoy West Bend.
It is a lovely area. Hometown of Tim Van Voren, don't you know?
Oh, yes, I'm aware. He's a legend there.
Yeah.
He's a legend everywhere.
It's no Horicon.
Home of one of the very good country clubs.
Thank you, Jason.
All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde joins us here on Green Bay Game Night after each and every green and gold game. Back to your phone calls. Tough one tonight. Packers fall. Season over. 24-21 to San Francisco. You are next.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Night will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Okay, if you love playing fantasy sports, do what I do and take the sports action to the next level with Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Mark Tauscher here, and right now I am in sports heaven. With the football playoffs in full swing and basketball season really heating up, there is no better way to turn all the big games into 100 times your money with Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of stats, and place your entry. It is that easy. You can turn $10 into $1,000 with just a few taps. I love the easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and a huge selection of players and stat options. And check this out. PrizePicks is the only daily fantasy platform with injury insurance to keep you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Over 7 million sports fans have already signed up, and I'm one of them. So join me and watch your favorite players and get paid doing it. Right now, PrizePicks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the PrizePicks app and use the promo code WI. That's code WI on PrizePicks for a first deposit match of up to $100. PrizePicks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games in the Lambeau snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
A new year means new goals for Wisconsin hoops teams. The red and white will make a run to the tournament, and Milwaukee is eyeing up a playoff run in the spring. As Wisconsin's 3PL Evans Transportation knows, it takes a team effort to make those runs, and when it comes to manufacturers' accounting, shipping, and tracking needs, Evans is the supply chain team for you. Good luck to all Wisconsin hoops teams from Wisconsin's 3PL. Find them at evanstrans.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust here because Forward Healthy Lifestyles has shown me that getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. We used to think getting older meant having less energy, less muscle, less endurance, less sex, and perhaps a bit more joint pain and weight around that waist. Not anymore. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles help men optimize their hormone levels, including testosterone, providing cutting-edge regenerative medicine therapies, and even help men lose stubborn weight with programs like semaglutide. In 2024, change your life. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
Hey, remember when we were having conversations without words like inflation, recession? Yeah, I miss those days too. So at Quick Trip, we're feeling a bit nostalgic. So we've lowered the prices on all our take-home meals. Every day, not on second Tuesdays or every Good Friday. Every day, make your next meal a trip down savings lane with chicken, bacon, mac and cheese, just $4.99. Or spaghetti and meatballs, $5.99. Quick Trip. We got mealtime savings nostalgia covered.
Q Club of Wisconsin is your hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
Gary, we have so much going on. We're still the place to be on game days to catch the green and gold. Book a holiday party in our VIP room, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. Plus, we got great live music every Saturday night. And of course, we've got our fish fry on Wednesdays and Fridays, where we pile it high.
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out qclubofwisconsin.com. Hey, it's Gary Olson here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? No matter the season, rain, snow, or shine, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you. A top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. Just $35 an hour gets you a round and puts that summer feel back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
A loss in San Francisco ends the season for the Green and Gold. React to the loss all night. You're listening to Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Sure, a lot of it's going to come down to the missed field goal, but there were plenty of opportunities. You go back in the first half and have 3 red zone opportunities and have 6 points. There's a lot of plays out there that it just if one play goes different, we'll probably have a different result right now.
Unfortunately, that result hasn't changed. The 2.5 hours we've been doing this show. It's still 24-21 final. San Francisco beats Green Bay, and the season is over
Don't
for
you
the
think
Packers.
I give them a little benefit of the doubt. It's like talking about Tampa Bay. And Brady, the Tampa Bay defense was really good.
Yeah.
And this San Francisco defense, everybody said appropriately, this is not like Dallas.
No, it's really good.
To have a difficulty getting into the end zone would be understandable.
Sure.
I don't know what expectations are. They got better in the second half. I don't know how many times you get in the red zone and how many points you expect to have against San Francisco. That's what made winning the game and the expectation of winning the game much more difficult. But
yeah, he just had to. You had to capitalize. Yes, it would have been tough to capitalize every time you were in the red zone. You had to capitalize in the red zone.
Yeah, and to me, the one that hurts is when Jones has the 53-yard run.
Yeah.
I mean, you're starting at your 10. Yep. They punted from the Packer 40 to do this, and now, 2 plays later, they're 1st and 10 at the 24 of the 49ers, and just didn't do anything after that.
Couldn't do anything.
What?
Couldn't do anything.
Right, and that because we should be, as you mentioned, Wilson and the play he made on the fumble. But we should be talking about that. I think that was the most exciting run I can ever remember of Aaron Jones. Now, you can probably, maybe there was one 5 years ago, 10 years ago. But he was so determined.
Yeah. Made it happen. Packers couldn't cash in, though. 800-990-3776, number for the Butterbox Wine Line. People still lined up, so let's get to Doug in Milwaukee. Doug, you're up next on Green Bay Game Night with Homer and Gabe.
Hey, guys. In 50 years of Packers fan, I have to say that this is the most unusual season I ever saw. I mean,
sure.
A few weeks ago, Homer was calling it the Green Bay Sucks postgame show while you were gone. And then all of a sudden we're in the playoffs.
I did do that for a week.
And,
that was after Minnesota. That was after they didn't win a game for a month. They went 0 for October.
When you have difficulty getting a first down in an entire half, yes, it is going to be Green Bay Sucks.
So, quite the turnaround. And, when we started the playoffs, it was like, well, let's just get in the playoffs to give this team a taste of what it's like to be in the playoffs. And then we win at Dallas, and all of a sudden we go San Francisco, and I think we were the better team tonight. But it also gives an experience of this team now knows what the difference is in the playoffs, that you can't make those mistakes. It's a higher intensity. You got to capitalize on the opportunities when they're given to you. And so I think a great learning experience, which is what we wanted when we went in the playoffs. And I think next year the offense is only going to get better because it started getting better over the second half of the season when receivers stopped running the same routes on top of each other. And I think next year we can progress. But my thing on the defense is Joe Barry, Brock Purdy played terrible tonight. And I sincerely hope Joe Barry does not come back as our defensive coordinator, because we're going to spend more draft picks on defense, obviously. We need help at linebacker, safety, another quarterback. And I want to see something different on defense. And I don't want to just hope that Joe Barry has to be on the verge of getting fired every year to change what he's doing and make it better. I think we need a new voice back there. And I think that if the offense continues to improve and we get a different defensive coordinator, things turn out different next year. And then the last thing on Carlson, it concerns me when the head coach says that if we knew what was wrong, we'd fix it. Well, then you're basically admitting that you have a sincere deficiency at a scoring position, and you're not going to do anything to change it. And I think there has to be a conversation between him and Goody and Murphy and say, look, if I don't have trust in this guy, I need to have the ability to get somebody else in, maybe keep Carlson on the roster, but bring in another kicker for the playoff games.
Well, I mean, they'll figure something out. They're going to have another kicker in. I have no doubt there's going to be competition, and whoever wins the competition will be the kicker next year. You can always have a kicker on your practice squad with the elevation rules.
Do you agree that he will not make it through the season with numbers like he had
Correct.
this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you may have an answer to this. The discussion we're having now makes me want to know. Like, I mean, I feel like maybe I was too tough on LaFleur because he's indirectly saying, there's nothing I can do. All I can do is pray.
Well, again, because if he goes out there and he makes kicks in practice, which I have no idea if he does or doesn't, but if he's making the kicks in practice, but then goes out and misses in a game, like there's only so much LaFleur can do. He has no control over the roster.
Right. And I mean, that's why I don't go to practice and never have, because I don't care. And I'm amazed that coaches oversell that so much. Yes, it's nice. But when he starts missing them in the game, I don't need to be told what he's doing in practice.
Yeah.
Miss more in practice, whatever. You better figure out a way to make them more in the game.
24/7 sports betting is here in the great city of Milwaukee, thanks to Potawatomi Casino Hotel and Potawatomi Sportsbook. Enjoy the convenience of self-service kiosks, odds boards, wall-to-wall TVs, free parking, full-service bar, and numerous food options. Bet big, bet bold at the Potawatomi Sportsbook and the Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experience to all their valued customers. Boucher Automotive Group, riding with you every mile since 1977. This is what I wanted to ask you. It's typical Packers choking again in the playoffs. And that may be a discussion for the next weeks. I don't think them as chokers in the playoffs, but I don't know the standard by which you say
it's a different team. This is a completely different team.
Right.
I mean,
so it can't be categorized with any other teams.
They lost to San Francisco 2 years ago. I mean, again, they were 9.5-point dogs. They were up by 7 going into the fourth quarter. Yes, that's disappointing. But how many of these guys were on the team when they lost to San Francisco 2 years ago? That's how much roster turnovers there's been.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of them. Back to your phone calls coming up next on Green Bay Game Night.
More Green Bay Game Night coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author, and founder of the Neal Group, with over 40 years of experience helping businesses make money and keep it. 2023 is almost over. How are you doing? Do you even know how you are doing? Do you have money in the bank? Are you getting the advice you need to minimize your taxes and put more money in your pocket? Do your calls get returned and questions answered? We help you look at your numbers and understand what they mean. How would you like an extra $10,000 or $100,000 in your pocket? We can help you now, before the end of the year. Using tried and true strategies, we have helped countless businesses increase their profits and lower stress. Our Neal deal guarantees you'll increase your profit or you don't pay us. Really. If you want to get started on the road to making more money and having less stress, visit nealgroup.net right now. That's NEAL group.net. The first meeting is free to see if we can help. Again, nealgroup.net.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Big trucks can be intimidating.
If you've been seriously injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. You don't want to take on the insurance company alone. Gruber Law Offices has the experience, the resources, and of course, the results. We know truck law. We know the rules and regulations. We know what it takes to win. Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Cousins Subs is teaming up with Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin and Bobby Portis from January 15th to February 29th in support of their PB&J Challenge campaign. Throughout the campaign, Cousins will donate 50 cents for every kids' meal sold to support the challenge. But there's more. Kids will receive a Bobby Portis headband with each kids' meal purchase. And Cousins will be offering a limited time only PB&J kids' meal during the campaign. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. Headbands available while supplies last.
Ready to conquer the Midwest's premier winter playground? Then start planning a visit to Granite Peak. With over 200 acres of skiable terrain, Granite Peak has something for everyone. From beginners to seasoned pros, park skiers to mogul fanatics, and everything in between. Soar to new heights on their state-of-the-art chairlifts and warm up in the cozy historic chalet with roaring fireplaces and stunning views. A legendary winter adventure begins at Granite Peak. Don't miss out. Visit skigranitepeak.com to book your winter vacation now and for more information. Granite Peak. Legendary winters, legendary fun.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
I'm here with Dr. Rick Papandrea. I hear so much about the subspecialties here at OAW. What does that really mean, and how does that differentiate OAW surgeons from others?
The main difference, I think, for us is the subspecialization that we don't just participate in, but we really embrace. Everybody who's here has done extra training beyond the normal 5 years to have a subspecialty. But we don't just dabble in that subspecialty, we focus in it. So if there's a problem in the group, a patient has an issue that's very specific, a provider might realize that issue needs the attention of that subspecialist. So what we do is we make sure the focus is on the patient and we get that patient to the provider that has that subspecialty focus. I think a lot of surgeons and providers will have a focus, but they will do it when they can and do it when it's convenient. But for us, it's really the priority.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
The green and gold are out after a playoff loss in San Francisco. Join the conversation here. This is Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't looked at any pictures. So, looking back on it, yeah, throw it away. I don't know if I had an opportunity to be able to run, maybe get out of bounds, but, force it across the middle late, which is a mortal sin, and it costs us. So some I'll look at, but that's an area right there where I'll be able to look at, grow from, and get better in the future.
Tough one for Jordan Love through the interception that ended the game. Packers fall to the 49ers 24-21. He's Homer on Gabe.
He mentioned some of the mistakes of that last interception, so I didn't know all of those. He handled it better than I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, he absolutely did. Absolutely handled it, I think, pretty well, as he did most things. Unfortunately, the season is still over for the Packers as they fall to the 49ers. Get back out to the phone calls and the Boda Box Wine Line. Let's go to Kinsman in Milwaukee. You're up next on Green Bay Game Night with Homer and Gabe.
Hi. Say, did you guys catch the clock running out when Kittle made that run into the end zone? The refs didn't catch it, apparently.
Yes, there's a strong belief in that, and I don't remember it. I didn't notice it as much, but that happens. It shouldn't, but where you see it at 0, they've explained, don't they?
Oh, on the play clock?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I mean, they got the playoff. Like, you have a split second after it gets to 0.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the way it's worked in the NFL. It's not like a shot clock, right? The way that the timing on a play like that works is the judge, the back judge who's responsible for it, sees 0 on the clock and then looks at the ball.
Right.
And in that half second that it takes from play clock to ball, if you snap it, even though it says 00, you're going to get credit.
It'd be
for
real easy to
playoff.
solve it with a machine, and they don't want to.
But I mean, again, it's been like this in the NFL forever.
Correct.
Like they're not getting away. It's not like the Niners got away with something. This is the way it's been in the NFL for as long as I know, as long as I can remember. So I don't think that was that big of a deal. Eddie in Menominee Falls, you're up next. Eddie, you're on the Boda Box Wine Line, Green Bay Game Night with Homer and Gabe.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to call in and make a point about my favorite player on our defense. And I saw a lot of people talking about him on Twitter tonight and hoping he would do more, and that's Rashawn Gary. And I feel like for me, on one hand, you're very excited because year one off an ACL, he still seemed to have the same pop and athleticism he did before. But one side for me fears a little bit that, well, he'll have those games where he can really truly look like a game wrecker and a top-end pass rusher. And I was thrilled when we got him on a deal that seemed to be relatively team-friendly, that he might just be in that Jadeveon Clowney, Chase Young category of guys. When you watch their highlight tape, you're like, wow, this guy's awesome. And then you check the stats and you're looking for a little bit more. So for me, with Rashawn going forward, I really hope he can get to a point where tonight I would look at 3rd and 10 and be like, okay, where's 52? And it seemed like he wasn't really even getting doubled. And when he blitzed, it seemed like the same moves he's been doing that haven't been working. And I don't know if it's maybe year 2 off an ACL, he'll have more endurance. But I really hope he can develop into a true game wrecker, into okay, where's 52 on down and distance? And I really think that if this defense grows, it'll be a lot around Rashawn Gary being a consistent pass rusher and hopefully developing into, what a lot of us think he can be.
Yeah, look, Eddie, I mean, not only do you think that, the Packers do. They gave him a contract to be one of the best pass rushers in the league. And if this defense, no matter who the coordinator is, if it's Joe Barry, if they move on, go to somebody else, they're paying whenever you decide to give that kind of money to a player. Rashawn Gary, David Bakhtiari, Jair Alexander, presumably Jordan Love. When you pay someone to be an A player, they have to be an A player. And Rashawn was probably a B player this year. Had the 2 games with 3 sacks, but only had 9 sacks overall. So he had 6 sacks in 2 of his games. All the other games combined, 3 sacks. Needs to be better. Needs to be more consistent.
Yeah, and there are other things, stats they use other than sacks, but when you're getting that kind of money, you got to get sacks.
Yep. That's what you're getting paid for. That's what you're getting paid for. Derek in South Dakota, you're up next. Green Bay Game Night.
Hey, how's it going?
Terrible.
Yep.
Terrible?
Yeah. Just sad.
Hey,
It's sad.
I was just wondering a game like tonight, is Barry gone, or what do you add in free agency that next year, if we're in the same game, take us over the hump? Do you get rid of Barry, or do you go get a free agency, or do you draft somebody? Is my question.
Well, so with Joe Barry,
I'm not worried about the offense.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna that first round pick wouldn't be shocked if it's used on a defensive player. Right. I mean we'll dive deeper into that over the next couple of months.
Of what we're accustomed to Goody doing.
Yeah,
and you just pick the pattern every year.
Have no idea about Joe Barry. Literally none. If he came back, if he got let go, I could see either one happening.
I agree. I do. He did well enough, and I thought he would be not come back for sure because you just don't extend his contract. But you consider who the head coach is, LaFleur. But you also consider, did he do well enough to consider bringing him back? And the answer is yes. And I'm willing to change that, and I know fans aren't, but I don't really care what the fans think.
If he brought him back, he could at least defend it.
Yes.
He could defend it. Right. There's enough there over the last 3 years where you could justify letting him go.
Yes.
But he was good enough in the playoffs with the money on the table, you could justify bringing him back.
Yeah, and to me, the most emphasis is, I would hope, and I'm pretty sure of this, but he shouldn't give a hoot what fans think.
Yeah. Prevea Orthopedics, specialist of the game each and every week. We share a special moment that made an impact on the game. I mean, I think it's Keyshawn Nixon's kick return here. It was a pretty special moment. And then to have Eric Wilson dive on it. But again, both of those things, both going to be lost to history because the Packers could not hold on as they fell to the 49ers 24-21. Yep. Specialist of the game on Green Bay Game Night, brought to you by Prevea Orthopedics. Sports medicine knows power starts with the hips. With Dr. Michael Ryan and a team of experts in Green Bay, you get a comprehensive and advanced hip care unlike anywhere else. Prevea Orthopedics, preserving your hips so you can pursue your goals. Homer and I give our final thoughts. Take one final caller. Coming up next on Green Bay Game Night.
We're back with Green Bay Game Night after this on ESPN Wisconsin and WTMJ.
Q Club of Wisconsin is your hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
Gary, we have so much going on. We're still the place to be on game day, so catch the green and gold. Book a holiday party in our VIP room, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. Plus, we got great live music every Saturday night. And of course, we've got our fish fry on Wednesdays and Fridays, where we pile it high.
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out QClubofWisconsin.com.
They say love is a universal language. Well, that's definitely true if you're talking about bacon. I mean, who doesn't love bacon? Forget the chocolates. Get the gift of bacon. It's everyone's love language. And you're going to love it that our bacon's on sale right now. With quick hot savings, we're taking bacon down to $2.49 a 12-ounce pack. Limit 2. Savings on bacon? Whoa, that's 2 love languages at once. And we're multilingual like that. Quick Trip. We're saving your bacon.
Hi everyone, John Miller here from PDS, a Converge company. PDS has been providing technology solutions and transforming IT for area companies for over 30 years. Today, we are helping organizations integrate digital workplace strategies that are giving today's worker the true ability to work from anywhere as they balance work and life both securely and productively. And as HP's largest partner in the area, our combined solutions have never been more important. If you're struggling with this, know we stand ready to help. From ideation to transformation, we can help you evolve your work from anywhere strategy. Learn more at pdsit.net.
Even when the weather outside is frightful, your energy bill could be much more delightful. Hi, I'm Gina Della from Pella. Replacing drafty windows and doors can dramatically lower your energy costs. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offers some of the most energy efficient windows in the industry, designed to keep the cold outside where it belongs. You'll help kick the January blues when you choose to book by the 31st for 0% interest up to 36 months. You heard that right. No interest for up to 36 months if you book by January 31st. Pella's premium wood windows and patio doors feature distinguished craftsmanship and nearly endless possibilities, with maximum design flexibility in dramatic sizes, custom colors, finishes, profiles, product types, and more. Hurry! To get the 0% interest up to 36 months, you have to book by January 31st. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply.
A new year means new goals for Wisconsin hoops teams. The red and white will make a run to the tournament, and Milwaukee is eyeing up a playoff run in the spring. As Wisconsin's 3PL Evans Transportation knows, it takes a team effort to make those runs, and when it comes to manufacturers' accounting, shipping, and tracking needs, Evans is the supply chain team for you. Good luck to all Wisconsin hoops teams from Wisconsin's 3PL. Find them at evanstrans.com.
What's better than free? How about play free all year? This January at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee, you can win over $2,000 in reward play every month all year long. Just play your favorite games to earn prize drawing entries. Then stop by each Thursday night in January to see if you're a winner. $400,000 in prizes is up for grabs. Over 40 winners each week. Yeah, free is for me. More info at paysbig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
Hey, Drew Scott here, and I'm Jonathan Scott, reminding you that life's better with a home policy from American Family Insurance. They can help you get just the right protection at just the right price and help you save when you bundle home and auto. Kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It'll be just right for you. We love a custom build. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's season over for Jordan Love and the green and gold in the playoffs. The reaction continues on all night long. It's Green Bay Game Night on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
I thought it was fantastic. Certainly like to get a stop at the end, and that's one of the best offenses in this league. It's one of the best football teams in this league, and like I said, there were so many opportunities, I thought, in the first half, even in the second half, where, we didn't take advantage of them, and that stinks.
Yeah, it does stink. Packers lose to the Niners.
I wouldn't have mentioned the stop if I was him. I'd have mentioned the interception. I would have said,
yeah,
we got one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL. It was found out this year in the future, and I don't think he'll ever do that again. On 1st and 10, we need X number of yards in this amount of time. I got 3 timeouts, and you mark this down. That kid won't do that again. And that's what I feel bad about because he was so good. And, I mean, in watching this game, the whole time, we're always, I think, looking at, and this offense is so good.
Yeah.
Because we never could have total confidence in the defense.
Correct.
It's like, just don't be horrible.
Yep.
But I thought that right away when they took the ball, we were flying back with Marquette people watching, going like, they're kicking their butt. Just running the ball. And as you've alluded to, his numbers just weren't as good in the second half. But there was still the feeling that the offense could get it done. They did it with a run. They got help with and then at the end, dude, you're not that far away, and you got a ton of time, and you got this offense.
The numbers weren't good in the last 4 drives.
Right.
But the numbers had been bad in other games, and you think of the Giants game. Now, of course, the defense gave it right back after Love, but Love wasn't good in the Giants game.
Yeah.
Got him a score to take the lead late in that game. Come back from 17 down against the Saints. There have been times this year where no matter what had happened in the previous 3 quarters, he was able to put it behind him and found a way to get it done. And that's kind of the feeling I had going into that last drive.
Yeah, I was expecting them to get a field goal.
Yeah, well, field goal attempt.
Yes, yes. But I was thinking that given how much time they had left and the number of timeouts they had, that means they can go to the center of the field, that I thought, yes, they would get, close enough that I would be confident. Now, to me, close enough was like 35 yards, because I thought it was so close in 41, but I'd have no defense for, but he missed all the extra points.
Yeah.
He didn't seem to miss field goals that distance. But either way, I just thought they can do it because they've been able to move the ball in so many different ways. People were open. They were open against San Francisco, not to the same degree as Dallas, but I mean, to me, that's...
Oh, there were a couple of times... Well, I mean, you weren't getting as wide open as Musgrave did last week. That was the most open anybody had ever been in the league all season. But there were guys who were wide open at times. Bo Melton was wide open for the touchdown.
Yes, great example. And so I'm thinking they'll still be wide open.
Yeah.
This isn't that they're not really being asked to do that much. They don't need that amazing catch or that amazing play. Just do what you've been doing, and because you have the timeouts, you could consider running the ball on a play and see if you got it. They're just so.
Time for one last call on Green Bay Game Night. We go to Rory in Cedarburg. Rory, you get to close out the season. You're on Green Bay Game Night with Homer and Gabe.
Hey, Gabe. Homer, love you guys. I joined late. I love the post game. Love down the dial better than up the dial. I'll tell you what, that long snapper, and I'm not trying to be Bob McGinn at this point, but that long snapper, he worm burned one back, and Carlson made it.
Yeah, it was a heck of a job by Wheelan to even get that ball anywhere near the point where it could have been kicked by Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the other one that Carlson missed, he reached like almost to his backside, got it down. Carlson missed it, which whatever, but I'm not sure that that's the long snapper needs to be recognized here. Thank you.
Could be. I just don't ever draft one.
Okay. All right. Didn't anticipate that to be...
You didn't at the end of the season.
No.
Would go on the long snapper.
Nope, didn't see it. But you know what, Homer? I didn't see winning a playoff game coming when they were 2-5.
Well, my last thought is I want another playoff game. I want the same situation for Jordan Love because I know he'll get at least a field goal. He will never, on first down, make that kind of throw in the playoffs in that situation ever again.
Packers fall to the Niners. Big thank you to Max Meyerson. Big thank you to Mark Tauscher. Of course, Homer putting this thing together all year.
Pass you? Only you would know. for the amount of hours? Has he moved into the Game Nights Hall of Fame?
I mean, we both had the because he did the Marquette game, I did the Marquette game today, and then we were here for
worked
pregame.
like 42 hours one day on during the holidays or something.
I don't think I'll ever get to Gabe's level, but
you have gotten the closest to it.
I'll take that.
Always a lot of fun, and a big thank you to everybody. I mean, it's 1:30 in the morning. We had people calling in until 1:30 in the morning. Spectacular.
You could have gone to 3. You could get calls till 3.
Yeah, probably. And that's because Packer fans are fantastic.
Yeah.
We couldn't do the show without you guys, and appreciate the calls, the texts, the tweets, the social media posts all throughout the course of the season. It ended up being a fun one, and hopefully it's a fun one again next year.
And now we get to the second season. The off season, which can be as big as the regular season.
Sometimes it's just fun.
Yes.
Sometimes just as fun. This has been Green Bay Game Night. ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. I've spent a while telling you about Mentality because it works. Not just for me, though. Take it from fellow Mentality user Jason. He's got a new lease on life thanks to Mentality.